before we got anything as a people. Once we correct the in-house.
Before you start on this lesson, you just ran through a couple of why heads supposed to be covered.
Yeah, I just did that before we started.
You don't want to read.
Okay. All right. But it's always an in-house problem. Before we can correct the world, we got to get ourselves together. Like how we judging anybody, but in-house we warn and we beefing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And as we read through the book of Acts, you see that's the main thing with them. It wasn't like it was a whole sect of Sunday church going white folk and Jewish folk beefing with each other. It was the nation of Israel warring with each other. Our forefathers warring with each other over the belief in who the Messiah was. You had those that believed that the one from Nazareth, Yahweh say, you read as Jesus Christ in your Bible that he's the prophesied Messiah. And you got others saying, oh no. You understand? And was sworn to bring that war to their own brothers to silence the movement. So it was a civil war. You understand? Just like here in America, they had a little civil war. The Yankees versus the Confederates. All over you being in slavery. You know what I'm saying? The whole issue was slavery. So civil war ain't nothing new when it comes to nations. You know what I'm saying? You always got people in every nation that don't believe the same thing. And they rise up. It was the same thing dealing back in the day with us while you read through the book of Acts. So you'll see words like, oh, and the Jews, you feel me? And then those disciples that followed the Messiah, and then you lose focus and be like, you start thinking of Joel Osteen. You know what I'm saying? My people used to listen to Jimmy Swaggart back in the day. You start thinking of like Jimmy Swaggart was in the book of Acts. You know, mysteriously fighting against Steven Spielberg, an imposter Jew. You feel me? And you ain't tripping. Nah, this was like the Israelites. Different sects of them warring over who the Messiah was. You feel me? It's belief versus non-belief, and it's always been there. All right? Now, while we going through it, you're going to see who was really persecuting the believers. You understand? You look up today, and that's because you've been getting, you know, your rear end handed to you for the past 400 years by the, you know, the Caucasoids, and you be like, you know, you naturally got beef with him. That's natural. That's just what it is. But let's put it into this proper context. You understand? We was warring with each other before any of this even happened. You understand? Now, when you come back into the belief that you were Hebrew, you see the war still remains. There's plenty of brothers know they Hebrews but don't believe in the Messiah. You feel me? And had we not been under what's called freedom of religion, it'd still be war. It actually is. You got a whole bunch of YouTube, especially in the age of social media, a whole bunch of YouTube, beef, Instagram, all that. You're like, dang, I thought that all these brothers was woke up. Shalom. Know what's going on. You see? But you see the war still remains. There's people that hate the Messiah so much, they call him a fag, homosexual. No scriptures to back it up though. You understand? But it mostly is because of how we was raised with that false image of who Christ is. You was raised with that image, you know what I'm saying? And he was given false feast days and he was given false teachings. And you thought the whole time it was coming out of her. So naturally you develop some type of hatred for, you know what I'm saying, who is called Christ without examining it yourself. Once you examine the record and examine what it is and put everything into its proper perspective, you be like, oh, that's what it was. Like we all know he was a man of color, woolly hair, dark skin. Some scriptures tell you he hung from a tree. Sound familiar? Sound familiar, especially in our sojourn we at today, you know what I'm saying? But the problem still remains once you wake up. Once you unplug from the matrix and you see, well, hold on, everybody don't believe the same thing. And it run a lot of people away from the faith. You'd be like, dang, why are y'all warring? Why are y'all, you know, going at each other like that? Just read the scripture, you see it's always been that. It's always been that different factions of people out of our nation. This is a nation we rocking. This is not a religion. It's a nation. Even in your American nation, they divided. You ain't said I'm leaving America though. Right. They Democrats, Republicans, conservatives, liberals. You know what I'm saying? White folk fighting over if Donald Trump need to get impeached, defecating on his post out in public. You ain't said, oh, I just need to pack up and leave America. This is too much for me. You ain't saying none of that. But when it comes to the belief of what it is, and you see hey, it's a straight problem out here. It's civil war within the ranks, within those that believe and those that don't believe. You feel me? You believe in the Messiah, some of them will call you an idolater. You're an idolater. It ain't no good and well we ain't talking about white Jesus with, you know, that pacifist you grew up listening to or hearing about from your pastor. We ain't talking about him. We talking about right here in these scriptures right here. You understand? But they still run that. You know what I'm saying? That spooky book. Oh, what you mean he resurrected somebody out the grave? You ain't said nothing about Elijah that did the same thing. Little boy was dead and Elijah did the same thing. You feel me? So what you'll see is a hatred already developed for the character of the Messiah. And we here to pull down strongholds. That's all it is. So before we get started, any questions? I know bro wanted to go over a little order of prayer real quick. For those that don't know, like why we pray and how we pray, go over that real quick. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, any questions?
I got a couple of books. I don't know if I had go some books. They came in from the Bible. I want to take a look at it.
Oh, okay, bro. So he got some books. He ordered extra biblical books like Jasher and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That's what's up.
I mean, the Bible, there's other books like this, Apocalypse.
I'm to rap with you about that one.
Yeah.
It's some good in there, but some of that. I got it. It's in my bag right here.
You already got it, yeah. That's what's up. Somebody else had their hand up? Yes, ma'am. About death. Yeah, we definitely getting that. Shalom, family. Shalom. So, Mama got a question about what happens once you expire, once you die. Excellent question. You say what? Yeah, we gonna get into all that because the whole thing is you gotta understand what we all made of, what we made of, body, soul, spirit, and then what happens to each one of those once you expire. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of us grew up believing we gonna be ice skating in heaven as soon as we die. A lot of us grew up believing we gonna, before tribulation hit, we gonna sprout wings and fly up and, you know, all that mark of the beast and all that, the Antichrist is for you sinful folk. You know what I'm saying? Like there's been a lot of things that we've been taught that's not even in the Bible. You understand? So that's a good question. So let's go ahead and tackle that and then we can get into what we doing on the back end. You got Josephus on you too? I think you do. I'm pretty sure you got that Josephus. And that Ezra, we're gonna need that that fourth Ezra. I know y'all you got that too. We're gonna need that, chapter 7, 70 on down. Let's get into it and go into what we made of first. Mama had a question about what happens when you die. All right, let's go to Genesis chapter 2. First, we're gonna identify what man is made of. Let's get Genesis, the 2nd chapter, and then we need 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. And then let's get into it. Let's get into it. Excellent question. Genesis, the 2nd chapter, I'll move on first. What's going on, Hebrew? About Shalom, what's going down?
Josephus.
Genesis 2, 4 through 7. Yeah, the APM. That's a good one right here in the back. And then you got the 4th book of Ezra, chapter 7, 70 on down, straight to the 40. And we gonna match all these up too. Mama, take notes. It's about to go down. Yeah, some folks will tell you, yeah, because I know so-and-so's up there looking down on me. Yeah, it's so good up there. When she looking back here at all this hell folk. And yeah, partner, right here. Oof, man, you got to read all the way.
Hey, they ready for the short lady class. Any children want to go to the children's class?
You got to read all the way here. All the way here.
You teaching the
Hey, look at them now, man. How do y'all finish, boy? How do y'all finish? Brother L now. Y'all short leggers handle y'all business, don't be sneaking out of class. Y'all listen. Yeah, we like that. They'll be piling in though from right there all the way over there.
Okay.
You stopping at 7.
Okay.
You ain't got to read in 7. All right. Bang, bang, bang. All right, let's get into it. Genesis chapter 2. One of the brothers grab that 4 through 7. Down in 1 Thessalonians 5:23, I believe it is.
In the book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 4. I'll wait a second for you.
Man, look, read 1 through 7. Might as well. Yes, man. That's right. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. They'll be backing right on up. Well, we starting at 4. All right, let's get her done.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2, verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the 7th day Yah ended his work which he had made.
7th day. The heavenly ordinances like the sun, moon, and stars was made the 4th day. 3 days later he held the Sabbath. Okay, come on, Hebrew.
And he rested on the 7th day from all his work which he had made.
Right.
And Yah blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Yah created and made.
This is the beginning of the scripture about the 7th day. He blessed it, he sanctified it. He never switched, even in the New Testament. Some people believe that, but that's not the truth. You can't find nowhere where the Shabbat day or the 7th day switched. You understand? To the first day of the week. That's the doctrine of man. That's not nowhere in the scripture. Even after the Messiah's death and resurrection, they still was keeping Shabbat, going to the synagogues on the Sabbath day and breaking down the law and the prophets.
It was Pope Pius that changed the day.
Whatever that heathen, some man decided to change that, and ever since then we've been fighting the uphill battle, believing that Sunday is the 7th day of the week. And on all your smartphones, all your iPhones, every calendar around the world, Sunday is the first day of the week. See, so that's just one example of you believe in something that's not in the scripture. Oh, I believe it is in there. That's just one example. You believe Sunday is the 7th day of the week. When on your iPhone, on all your smartphones, on every calendar in any language, it's the first day of the week. All right, let's read, Hebrew.
Verse 4. These are the generations of the heavens of the earth when they were created, in the day that the Most High Yah made the earth and the heavens.
Beautiful, come on.
And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the Most High Yah had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground.
Come on.
But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground.
Verse 7, what does it say?
And the Most High Yah formed man of the dust of the ground.
So he formed man, your body, of the dust of the ground. You got a body. Go ahead, Hebrew.
And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
There go your spirit. The breath of life is what activates you. Go ahead.
And man became a living soul.
So you got body, spirit, soul. 3 parts that got to give an account once you expire. Some brothers just deal with the body and spirit. What's up with your soul, though?
Straight up.
You don't even deal with that. A lot of Israelites, they don't even deal with the soul. They just be like, the spirit goes back to the Most High. And we in total agreement. What about that soul, though? Let's get in the second witness. 1 Thessalonians 5, I believe it's 23. Let everybody get there. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. Remember, body, spirit, soul. You all good, little baby? You all good? 1 Thessalonians 5, just read like 21 through, I believe it's like 23. Something like that. Very controversial topic. A lot of folks believe in reincarnation as well. You be like, do they? Yeah. But I'll give them credit. They're not talking about you coming back as a tadpole or a dog or nothing like that. They just believe you, your great-grandfather reincarnated, coming back into the earth, which is, that's madness as well. Reincarnation is nowhere in the Bible. You understand? People may have thought that, you know what I'm saying? There's people around that thought all type of crazy stuff. But as taught by the disciples and the apostles and prophets that the Most High sent, they wasn't teaching reincarnation. They wasn't teaching, you've been here over 200 times. Nah, they was teaching you got one shot, don't miss. You got one shot, one bullet, don't miss. And that make you take this walkway more serious. Then if you knew, oh man, I got 300 more times to come here and get it right, what I'm trying to be righteous for now? This is my first go round. I might as well live it up. You know, if in the end I'm gonna be reincarnated as a baby into the kingdom of God anyway, what am I trying to be righteous for right now for anyway? Why? Don't even make sense. Who would want you to think that you got more than one time to get this thing right? Who would want you to think that you got forever and not, you ain't got to give an account? The devil. Huh? Misery love company. You done heard that before. That's the saying. Misery love company. All right, let's get this 1 Thessalonians 5. All right?
1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21.
Yeah, 21 through 23. Do 24. My bad. Go ahead.
Prove all things.
Do what?
Prove all things.
The Bible tells you to prove all things, not to assume. Prove. You see, the Most High don't want you stupid out here. Like I don't know what that means. I'm just gonna roll with it. That's blind faith. He ain't said nothing about no blind faith. Faith without works is dead. So the Lord tell you to prove all things. Come on, Hebrew.
Hold fast that which is good.
That's right. Come on.
Abstain from all appearance of evil.
Why, if I'm reincarnated 300 times, why I gotta abstain from all appearance of evil? Don't make sense. Let's read out.
And the very Yahweh God of peace sanctify you wholly. And I pray, Yahweh God, your whole spirit soul, and body.
And who?
And body.
Spirit, soul, and body. You feel me? Them three parts of what you made out of. Spirit, soul, and body. Alright? Body go back to the ground. Spirit go back to the Most High. What up with that soul, though? Nah, okay. Yeah, some type of accountability going down then. Alright? Let's read out.
Be preserved blameless unto the coming of our Lord, Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
That's right.
Faithful is he that calleth you.
Woo.
Who also will do.
All right, drop it. Let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 9. The book of the preacher, Solomon, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanity, said the preacher. All is vanity. Sound like Solomon didn't think he was coming back no 200, 300 times. Right up. Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Ooh, let's read 1 through, well, you're just going to have to read on down, brother. Like 1 through 11 or something, 1 through 10. Beautiful.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 1.
Let everybody get there. Let everybody get there. So we got body, we got spirit, we got soul. We're going to deal with all of them. And see what happens, you know. Hey, if you got about 300 times to get it right, have it. But your spirit know better. You know better. Who are that? We good? I think bro's still looking. You good? The book of Ecclesiastes, right after Proverbs. It's right after Proverbs. Ecclesiastes, chapter 9. Let's read 1 through 10.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 1. For all this I consider in my heart, even to declare all this, that the righteous and the wise and their works are in the hand of the Most High. No man knoweth either love or hatred by all that is before them. All things come alike to all.
Hold on, what come alike?
All things come alike to all.
Wow, come on.
There is one event. 200
events.
There is one event to the righteous and to the wicked, to the good and to the clean.
Wow.
And to the unclean.
Come on.
To him that sacrifices and to him that sacrifices not, as is the good. so is the sinner. And he that sweareth, as he that feareth an oath.
One thing, what's this thing that come alike to everybody? What they ain't cured yet. They find a cure for every disease but death. Most High bless the soul of our one brother. He died last year, Dr. Sebi. You feel me? But he couldn't cure death. Couldn't cure it. Cured a whole bunch of diseases. Was known up in the Supreme Court for doing all type of stuff. But he couldn't escape death. There's only one that escaped death. All right, let's read.
Verse 3.
Yeah.
This is an evil among all things that are done under the sun, that there is one event unto all.
Wow.
Yea, also the heart of the sons of men is full of evil.
Full of what?
Full of evil.
God knoweth my heart. That your heart, your mind is full of evil. And you know the wicked thoughts that come through your mind every day. Stop it. Stop it, you know. All right, let's read.
And madness is in their heart while they live. And after that, they go to the dead.
Yeah, that's all that madness and wickedness that be, you know, trotting down that mind that you never fight off, that you never rebuke, that you actually entertain. After that, they go to the dead. Let's read,
For to him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. For a living dog is better than a dead lion.
You hear that? Well, that's crazy, because a lion is the king of the jungle. But a living dog is better than him. A living dog is better than a dead lion. Ooh-wee, let's read,
For the living know not. For the living know that they shall die. Ooh. But the dead know not anything.
The dead know not what?
Anything.
Wow.
Neither have they any more reward, for the memory of them is forgotten.
Yeah, quickly vanish away. Time cut off. You see, the dead don't know nothing about you scored 100 touchdowns. It's a level of consciousness after you give up this ghost, but it's for that realm. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Big Mama that saw you score 100 points. Or you done ran a 40-yard dash in 3 seconds. She don't know nothing about that. Nothing. The dead know not anything. You like, hold on now, that ain't what I've been taught my whole life. What you mean? And we read it out the book. I prove all things, right? And did we just read that? Yeah. All right, so either this is ink on paper or you believe what this is. Let's read.
Verse 6. Also their love and their hatred and their envy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun.
That's that they love, they hatred, envy, all that is gone. You see that? You like, I know Big Mama love me. I know my pops love me. Now we all done lost loved ones. You understand? I lost my father 11 years ago. But if I showed up like, look, I talked to my father last night. Y'all know I done lost my damn mind. He tripping. I talked to my father last night. Why you talking to your father? He been dead since 2006. You see? That be you getting all emotional and them spirits start playing on your mind. That's just what it is, man. And if you ain't careful, you'll be entertaining familiar spirits.
Straight up.
You see, it ain't about getting all emotional. Yeah, mourn your people, you miss them and all that. But they have to give an account to the one that created them.
Straight up.
What did they do with the time he loaned them? What you got to do with a loan?
Give it back.
You got to get it back.
You got to pay that back.
You got to be accountable with what the Most High gave you. He gave you life. Now, once you die and expire, the books are open. They tell you, remember that books are open. This is accounting.
Right.
These books balance out. What you done did with what I gave you? Oh, I was, best rap star. I broke NBA records. But what was your duty? Why did I create you?
Straight up.
And there ain't none of that coming off your lips. No, none of that. Lord, I was Tupac Shakur, Lord. I was Biggie Smalls.
Biggie who?
I was the man. I ran the whole West Side, Lord. All of it's vanity. Now this Solomon right here, the richest man ever. His gold is still on the stock market. The richest man ever, the wisest, the second to the wisest man ever graced this planet, next to the Messiah. You see? And as you read through this Ecclesiastes, he's like, look, man, I did whatever I wanted to do. You feel me? Whatever my eye desired, I did. You know what he said? I found out the eye is never full of seeing, and the ear is never full of hearing. All the rivers run into the sea, and the sea is not full. Meaning what? We never satisfied.
Yeah.
You get something, yes, I accomplished my goal. And you be on that high for about 2 seconds. And then you ain't, you know, you're gonna be off into something else.
Straight up.
Why? Because it's all vanity if you don't pass the test for what you was created for. You was created to serve your creator. And fear the Most High and keep his commands. Be a son or daughter of the Heavenly Father. What you do with your time. We take time for granted like we can get that back.
That's right.
You get money back, a relationship back, material things back, but you can't get time. And only time that you start appreciating time is either in the grave or the cage. That's it. When you forced to sit down, you be like, dang. You know, dang, I've been tripping with my time, taking stuff for granted.
That's right.
You feel me? Or when you in that grave and you waiting on that judge.
That's something serious.
You see what I'm saying? So this man right here straight said, look, it's all vanity. I did what I wanted to do. Everything you dream about doing, he did. Brothers that got dreams of having 1,000 women, he actually had 1,000 women. And they drove him crazy. Drove him crazy. Yeah, so yeah, hey, all right, proceed with caution then. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to learn from this type stuff, man. It's all vanity. Why? Because you go to that grave when you're done with this deal. Then what?
Can't take none of that stuff with you.
Let's read, my brother.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
Go thy way, eat thy bread with joy.
With who?
With joy. And drink thy wine with a merry heart. For Yahweh now accepteth thy work.
Enjoy yourself. Come on.
Let thy garments be always white. Thy head lack no ointment.
Come on.
Live joyfully with thy wife, whom thou lovest all the days of thy life, of thy vanity.
Woo! Live joyfully with the wife whom you love all the days of the life of your vanity. He said live joyfully though. You feel me? Enjoy one another. Love one another. But don't act like you gonna skip over that vanity word though. You just gonna skip right over that? You gonna skip right over that. Yeah, enjoy yourself. Eat your bread, drink your wine, enjoy yourself. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Right? But time is ticking. That's the sobering truth about what we dealing with. Time is ticking. Something you can't get back. And then you got to give an account for what you done did. Woo! I pray them O's outweigh them X's. And righteousness outweigh that wickedness. Let's read, brother.
Verse 9 again.
Yeah.
Live joyfully with thy wife, whom thou lovest, all the days of thy life, of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun. All the days of thy vanity, for that is thy portion in this life, and in thy labor which thou takest under the sun.
Come on.
Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy might.
You hear that? What do you ever find to do? Whatsoever, you better get to it. You better get to it. Do it with your might. Come on.
For there is no word, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whether thou goest.
He said you better get to it. Because ain't no work, knowledge, device, ain't none of that in the grave where you going. Whatever your hand find to do, you better make it happen. Time is ticking. Because that body go back to that grave. And you're going to be waiting on the resurrection. That's the sobering reality of what we're dealing with. Ain't no knowledge. Big Mama don't know nothing about you. My father don't know about me sitting down here right now. Into the Bible. Don't know nothing about that. Go ahead, Ebro.
Take it down to 12.
Let's keep reading.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's keep reading.
Verse 11.
That boy said, well, he likes that. Look at that. Let's read.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
I returned and I saw under the sun that thy race is not to the swift, nor thy battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to the men of understanding, nor yet favor to the men of skill, but time and chance happeneth to them all.
Beautiful. Come on.
For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them.
Yeah, you don't know your time, right? We know we can't get it back, but that's something we take for granted. Like, don't none of us wake up in the morning and say, this could be my last day. You feel me? How many people died yesterday? You think they actually got up and said, look, I better dot my I's and cross my T's. This could be my last day today. You don't even know. And they say it pop up on you unawares, with your shoes off, ready to snooze off. And he send that reaper. It's time for you to go. Run them into the class, get your house in order. You know what I'm saying? Because when the Most High decide to cash your chips in, that's just what it is. It ain't nothing you can do about that. Who you gonna send a check the Most High about you dying?
Right. Right.
Yeah, you talk tough. Yeah, I heard you. Yeah, it sounds good, but you just emotional. That's all it is. You understand? When it's time to cash them chips in, you on your way to him. You see what I'm saying? So being that we don't know when he coming or when you leaving this earth or whatever, or departing, you need to take your time in this truth more serious. You feel me? Quit acting like you got forever to get right with the Most High. You don't. We actually don't. Let's go back to chapter. Ecclesiastes chapter 8. Ecclesiastes chapter 8. Let's read 5 through 8. 5 through 11, my bad. Oh, man, he's on.
5 through what?
30.
14.
Yeah, 5 minutes. Let's read on down, man.
Let's start from 5.
Yeah.
They but 17.
Yeah, let's read on down.
Start at 5, bro.
Yeah. Ecclesiastes chapter 8.
Because I got this other thing to read in a minute.
All right, go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 5. Whoso keepeth the commandments shall feel no evil thing, and a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
You see that? If you wise, your mind will discern time and judgment. You'll take time more serious, and you know judgment is coming. You would know that. You wouldn't play around with the time that you got, the little time that you had. We ain't even living like they was living back then. 700, 800, 900 years. We ain't even living 120 years. Not even living 70. Not us in the streets. That's not happening. People getting took left and right. You see? So, but a wise man's heart discern both time and judgment. See that? Let's read out.
Because to every purpose there is time and judgment. Therefore, the misery of man is great upon him.
Ooh, to every purpose there's time and judgment. They ain't say some, not some purposes, every purpose. Everything is timed out and clocked out by the Most High.
Calculated step.
It's just what it is with him. All right, let's read. No accidents on his part.
Straight up.
Let's read, Doc.
For he knoweth not that which shall be. For who can tell him when it shall be?
You know when you're going to die? No, you don't. Come on, Hebrew.
There is no man that hath power over the spirit to retain the spirit.
Woo!
Neither hath he power in the day of death. And there is no discharge in that war. Neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it.
There ain't no man that got power over the spirit to keep his spirit.
Yeah.
But the Most High cash your chips in is what it is.
And that'd be crazy, y'all, because like somebody would get shot 10 times and live, and then go home and choke off a peanut and die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be crazy.
They said neither have he power in the day of death. You understand? Then he say neither is there any discharge in that war. You act like you gonna be able to punk the reaper when he show up or sent by the Most High. You don't have no power to retain the spirit. When it's time to go, it's time to go. All right, let's read out.
All this have I seen and applied my heart unto every work that is done under the sun. There is a time wherein one man ruleth over another to his own hurt. And so I saw the wicked buried, who had come and gone from the place of the holy, and they were forgotten in the city where they had so done. this is also bad.
Go read that again.
Word again.
Read that again, Hebrew. What that
Verse
say?
10. And so I saw the wicked buried,
Wicked, huh? Come on.
who had come and gone from the place of the
You
holy.
see that? Who you think he talking about? Who then came and went from the place of the holy? Who then fell away from that which was theirs? Let's read, my brother.
And they were forgotten in the city where they had so done.
We all forgotten in our holy city. You feel me? Don't know. When you think of Jerusalem today, you think of white folk. You see that? You think of Steven Spielberg. You think of Jaime Weinstein today. You see? Let's read, my brother.
This is also bad, because a sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
You see that? Because judgment ain't coming down right when wickedness happens. You forget about it and it's fully set in you to do evil. You think you ain't going to have to pay for what you're doing against the Most High. Because it's not executed speedily.
Right.
Right? For example, you got the unlawful act of sodomy. You know what I'm saying? Man on man, woman on woman. The judgment in the Bible is death. But because you don't see people getting brick showered or stoned to death or shot on the spot for these acts, you start thinking, if you're not strong in mind, you start thinking these acts are okay. Oh, leave them alone. They're not bothering me. Huh? Hey man, just do what you do. That's a phrase out in society today. Do what you do. Yeah, do you. do without we.
Do you?
Which is a quote from a famous Satanist. Do without will mean do what you want to do. Right? And if you love them, you be telling them, hey, look, you better turn from that before the Most High put you in the grave and you be sent to the judgment for that. Because heads are not rolling over sodomy or idolatry or adultery. Because heads are not rolling. You think it's okay to be evil. You think it's okay to be wicked. It's fully set in you to do evil because sentence against an evil work is not executed on the spot. You see? Let's read, Hebrew.
Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear the Most High, which fear before him.
Straight up, because it may seem like that. People be wicked and live long at times. Sometimes you're like, man, how you been living? Like David Rockefeller. Yeah. He done survived, what, 7 heart transplants? Yeah. Lived to be like 120 years old? Not that old, he's about 100, he's 100 plus. Yeah. And responsible for some of the most wicked atrocities on the planet. But he said, what it'll be well for those that fear the Most High. He waiting on the judgment right now. And he got to give an account for all that wickedness he done did. You still got a chance to repent and get right. All right, let's read out.
But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he fears not the Most High.
Flat out.
Before the Most High.
The wicked ain't got away with nothing. Let's read out.
There is a vanity which is done upon the earth, that there be just men, unto whom it happeneth according to the work of the wicked. Again, there be wicked men, to whom it happeneth according to the work of the righteous. I said that this also is vanity.
Come on.
Then I commended mirth, because a man had no better thing under the sun than to eat and to drink and to be merry. Right. For that shall abide with him of his labor the days of his life, which Yahweh giveth him under the sun.
We letting you know, hey, enjoy yourself. Right. But keep in mind, judgment is coming. Balance out. He ain't said nothing about be a robot. Right? It's just a measure to what you do. He ain't say party like it's 1999 either. You know what I'm saying? He ain't said nothing about go to the Freaknik either. Y'all remember the Freaknik back in the day. He ain't said none of that either. You understand? Eat, drink, be merry, enjoy your wife, enjoy your family. You understand? But know it's a judgment coming. And the judgment in which every tub got to sit on its own bottom. All right, let's read out.
when I applied mine heart to know wisdom, and to see the business that is done upon the earth. For also there is that neither day nor night seeth sleep with his eyes. Then I beheld all the works of your house, that a man cannot find out the work that is done under the sun. Because though a man labor to seek it out, yet he shall not find it. Yea, further, though a wise man think to know it, yet shall he not be able to find it.
Flat out. Let's go over to chapter 11 real quick. Chapter 11. Let's read 7 through 10 on this one. 7 through 10, and we're gonna get on up into other spots as well. Alright, right on, right. We're gonna get into chapter 12 too. Okay.
The book of Ecclesiastes.
Chapter 11, yeah.
Chapter 11.
Verse 7, read 7 through 10.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
Truly the light is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the sun.
It really is. Come on.
But if a man live many years, and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness. Woo. For they shall be many.
Come on.
All that cometh is vanity.
All that cometh is what?
Vanity.
He say, trip out what he said. Man can live many years and rejoice in them all. Remember the days of darkness, though. You see that? All that cometh is vanity. Trip off that. Let's read,
Verse 9.
Yeah.
Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth.
Young men, rejoice in your youth.
Straight up.
Yes.
Look at he right there smiling. Yeah. Rejoice in thy youth. Come on.
And let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth. And walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou.
But who?
But know thou.
See, what he always bring the balance to. Enjoy yourself. Rejoice in thy youth. But look, don't forget. Know thou. Come on.
That for all these things, Yah will bring thee into judgment.
You're going to be brought into judgment. You hear folks be like, oh, they just young. Leave them alone. Yeah, you know, the young jokers going to get out. You remember we was in our youth doing our thing? I had homeboys killed in our youth, though. Died right next to us. You feel me? Waiting on the judgment. Yo, they just boys. They just young. Let them have fun. There's a judgment coming, man. Yeah, you're fun. Enjoy yourself, but there's a line you can't cross. And you best off not even going up to the line. Stay away from it.
And try to show it.
Man, don't tempt it. You understand? Enjoy yourself. Yeah, there's many ways to enjoy yourself. Most I ain't said nothing about being no squirt or scrub or nothing like that. Right. Some lame. He ain't said nothing about that. You understand? But understand, everything that you do is coming into judgment. So even as a youth, you got to understand the commandments of the Most High. You got to know what you can do and what you can't do. You understand? We was 12 years old losing homeboys in the streets, getting killed. You feel me? Going up to the skating rink, getting killed. You see? Now after they mama crying and why and all that, we 20 plus years past that. You see what I'm saying? All that crying and slow singing and flower bringing didn't bring them back. You see? And God forbid you die in your wickedness, your evil.
That's serious.
Judgment is coming. So you need to know that even when you a youth out here operating. You dig? Yeah, you know, you had your fun, but in measure, man. Don't get out here and get silly with it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Don't get silly with it. Remember your creator. All right, let's read out.
Verse 10.
Yeah.
Therefore, remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh. For childhood and youth are vanity.
Or what?
Are vanity.
Childhood and youth are vanity as well. We done read about, you know, live joyfully with the wife who you love all the days of your vanity. Childhood and youth is vanity. This whole book is about vanity and vanities. All is vanity. No matter what you bring onto the table. No matter what you bring out, it's all vanity if you ain't doing the will of your Creator.
That's right.
And that's just all it is. You understand? The Most High, you know, put you here and told you to enjoy the fruits of your labor, enjoy yourself. But you have to be accountable with what you're doing. You have to be accountable with the time the Most High gave you. Who said you just loose with it?
Straight up.
What is free willy and loose? You look at that like, oh, I want to do that. But look, every aspect that you deal with in life got some type of law and accountability to it.
Yeah.
You can't get no job and do what you want to do. You can't go to school and do what you want to do. You can't run the streets and do what you want to do. You can't do nothing and do what you want to do. What makes you think you can just, you know,
do what you want to do?
Do what you want to do. What makes you think this? You know, that's a trick of the adversary to make you think, yeah, I can just do whatever I want to do, and that's fun. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. All right. Look, let's get into this chapter 12, Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Start at verse 1. Start at verse 1. Now, Solomon was a man that achieved everything you still trying to get to, that you'll never see. Ain't none of us in here kings on that level. So just be real with it. You'll never see the riches and wisdom that he had. You won't. Just what it is. You understand? Now, if everything that he desired, he didn't hold his hand back from, and he achieved it, and at the end he told you it was all vain. Vanity mean what? It's worthless. It don't mean nothing.
No profit.
So everything you aspire, like what are your goals in life? Now people ask you that, you know, what are your goals?
I want to be a doctor.
You know, I want to be a philanthropist, you know. I just want to travel the world and see the 7 wonders. And this, oh, let the wind in Sicily blow through my face and my hair. You listen to what people say their goals are. And you never heard make the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
Make the kingdom of the Most High. You did. Try to be a better servant of the Most High. That ain't never your goals. Your goals is something, what? Vain. Something ain't gonna mean nothing. The reason it's vain because you ain't better tell the Most High, oh, I traveled every square inch of your earth. I was Indiana Jones. You feel me? I went to Egypt and Cairo. I went to Israel, Lord. I saw the Jordan River. It ain't gonna mean nothing if you ain't did what he created you to do. And he created you to serve him. You see, if you doing all these goals you trying to accomplish, but you ain't got keep the Most High first. You understand? Keep these commandments. It's all vain, man. Don't mean nothing. Why? Because time is ticking and you're gonna be in the grave shortly, quicker than you can blink. You'll be in the grave. Waiting on the judgment. Not reincarnated 500 times, waiting on the judgment. Oh wait. But look, we need to know that so we take this walk more serious. Alright? Quit treating your creator like he's a tooth fairy or some chump sucker you can just worship whenever you feel like. Alright, let's read Hebrew, Ecclesiastes 12.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth.
See, now remember you said childhood and youth are vain? He said, look, remember your Creator in the days of your youth. It'd be good to get this understanding when you're young. You understand? It's beautiful to get it when you're in your youth, when you're young, when you're strong. Think quick, react quick, you know what I'm saying? Remember your Creator. Let's read, Doc.
While the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun, or the light, or the moon, or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. And those that look out of the windows be darkened.
See, remember the Most High before judgment is upon the earth. Don't wait till the last second to try to get right. You tripping doing that. All right, let's read Hebrew.
Verse 4.
Yeah.
And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. And all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Come on.
Also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in all the way, when fears shall be in the way. And the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because man goeth to his long home.
What kind of home?
His long home.
Come on.
And the mourners go about the streets.
Come on.
Or ever the silver cord be loosed, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or the wheel broken at the cistern. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was.
See that dust that you made out of? It go back to the earth. That's your body. Back to that ground. Come on now.
And the spirit shall return unto Yah who gave it.
Spirit go back to the Most High. What happened to your soul? Let's read, Doc.
Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. All is vanity.
Wow.
And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge.
He taught the people what?
Knowledge.
Not buffoonery. You see? Not what you want to hear necessarily. Not that feel-good doctrine. If the preacher's wise, he's going to teach the people knowledge. So they know what they need to be doing out here, operating as a son or daughter of the Most High. Right? If he teaching all that, and you know, all that extra madness, patting his forehead, and it's all a joke today. Y'all know how they depict the black church in movies? It's a joke. They fear the Roman Catholics more. They take them more serious than they do the Negro church today because it's been commercialized. Cedric the Entertainer, the preacher, Mike Epps, the choir director, lusting over the woman in the front row. You feel me? It's all a game. You see, if he was wise, he'd be teaching knowledge. So what? The people know how they need to maneuver out here, man, because time is ticking. All right, let's read.
Yeah. He gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs.
Ooh, come on.
The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth.
Words of who?
Words of truth.
That's right, come on.
The words of the wise are as goads, and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd.
Come on.
And further, by these, my son, be admonished. Of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of.
Come on.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
The part matter.
The whole matter.
Some of the matter.
The whole matter.
Come on.
Fear Yah and keep his commandments.
Come on.
For this is the whole duty of man.
You see that? Come on.
For Yah shall bring every work into judgment, with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
That's from Solomon himself. Who went off. And he said, look, the whole duty of man is to fear the Most High, keep his commandments. That's what you was created for the Most High going to bring every work into judgment, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Yeah, the one about the law and the knowledge that the priest supposed to be teaching, the priest is connected to Malachi 2 and 7.
Okay, bro. Let's go to Daniel, the 12th chapter, about the resurrection. What you got? Come on, come on.
Revelation 20, verse 13. And the sea gave up the dead.
No. We going there. We going there. We going there. Oh, that's one of the spots we going. We going there. We going there, huh? You know I got you. We going there. Let's do Daniel 12 real quick. Daniel 12, 1 through 4. And John chapter 5 too. We making our way there, Yoel. Making our way there.
1 through 4?
Yeah. Daniel 12, 1 through 4. Because once you in the ground, okay, now you in the ground, then what? Are you there forever? It's either finna be what they call a reincarnation, or it's gonna be a resurrection. Or the grave is your permanent home. One of the three. It's either gonna be a resurrection, Reincarnation, if you can prove that madness in the Bible. Like you got 300 times to come back and get this thing right. Or you just parked in the grave forever. When you believe in the Messiah, you know he was resurrected out the grave.
Straight up.
You feel me? It says the firstborn of many brethren. You understand? So it's a resurrection coming for the believers. Well, let's read. Daniel chapter 12.
Daniel chapter 12, verse 1.
Yeah.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the prince. The great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, which as never was since there was a nation, even that same time.
To that same time.
To that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered. Everyone that shall be found written in the book.
Michael was one of the top archangels of the Most High. You're talking about a time coming on this earth that has never been like in the annals of world history. That time is coming. All right, we in times now they're dropping what's called mother of all bombs on Afghanistan, Donald Trump. You feel me? You won't see them Ishmaelites to the resurrection. That deal exploded 6 feet above ground and created a 300-meter crater over there. The biggest weapon in the U.S. arsenal, non-nuclear. That was major, called the mother of all bombs, Moab. He dropped that a couple months back. A week before that, he launched 58 cruise missiles into Syria. Now, it's not a game. Then all this war and back and forth with North Korea and sending certain naval destroyers off the coast of Korea. This thing about to crack. You understand? So we head toward these times right here where it's say the worst time ever. And it let you know that our deliverance is gonna be supernatural. Ain't no Negroes finna load up and go take down America. It's not happening. They'll come drop a Moab on your whole hood and it's over. Yeah, don't even try that. You feel me? But our deliverance is gonna be supernatural. You understand? Let's read it, bro.
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
So those that's sleeping in the earth, that's dead, shall arise, or shall be resurrected. Some to a righteous everlasting life, and some to shame and contempt. You feel me? So what is all that about? For those that believe it ain't no such thing as a lake of fire, what is that about? What's the resurrection of everlasting contempt and shame? Everlasting, so that means you're gonna live forever regardless. Yeah. Right? Either everlasting life with the Most High or everlasting shame and contempt. So for those that don't believe in the lake of fire, what is everlasting shame and contempt? What is that? Oh, okay, so you still got to give account for what you done did. You ain't got away with nothing. And it says everlasting shame and contempt. So contrary to what the Jehovah's Witnesses teach, you just gonna burn up and forget about it. That says everlasting shame and contempt. Let's read out.
And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. And they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up thy word and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
All right, drop it. Let's go to John chapter 5. Messiah taught the same thing about the resurrection. John chapter 5. They read 25 to 29. John chapter 5, 25 to 29. Resurrection. Everlasting life or everlasting shame and contempt. What side you gonna fall on? What side are you aiming for? Or are you just gonna keep playing with the Most High like he's a game or something? This ain't no game, man. If you got one shot and one bullet, you better not miss. You better spend your time perfecting your aim. You better spend your time perfecting your aim. Don't miss. Or believe you got 300 times to go ahead and get this deal together, you know. You know, be in denial. and see where that lands you. Lord, you early. I had 299 more times to get this together. That ain't what we read. That ain't what we read. We read Ecclesiastes 9. Whatever your hand find to do, you better get to it. Because there is no knowledge, no wisdom, no device in the grave where you're going. You better get to work. You feel me? And that make you actually try to be a better servant than the day before to the Most High. Like if you know, like, dang, I woke up today stinking. You reminded of death every time you wake up. Your breath smell like 10 levels of hell, don't it? Right? Ain't you stiff? You know, you got boogers in your eyes. Sleep is the cousin of what? Death. You reminded of the resurrection every morning you wake up. You be stretching, stiff, bones cracking.
Resurrect out that dead.
Dead people get stiff. Right? Them actual boogers that form around your eyes, you know, they form around dead people's eyes.
Rigor mortis.
They call that rigor mortis. Yeah, you just thought them was boogers in your eyes. That's rigor mortis. You almost died last night. And that breath, boy. We're trying to talk to your spouse early in the morning. Talk to your rib early in the morning with that boy. Boy, mess around, be a divorce up in this deal. Brush your teeth when you talk to me. It is serious. But look, we even take that for granted. You see what I'm saying? You reminded of death every morning you wake up. So the first thing you should be doing is not getting on Facebook. You should be thanking the Most High. All praises. You ain't take me last night. It's all, you know. Thank you, Father. Right. Let me get about my Father's business. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why it's like that when you wake up. You feel me? You think angels go through that? Remember, you was created to live forever until, you know, our foreparents went against the code. Feel me? Now we die. Clock start ticking. And you reminded of it. No matter how much you try to maintain this temple, you have to work it out in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? You do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know. Only ate so many carbs today. I ain't eating meat no more. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Time is ticking though. It don't even matter. Time ticking. You know, it don't mean, you know, you don't strive to take care of yourself, of course. You know what I'm saying? It don't mean that, you know, I know plenty of healthy cats that was in the NFL that died. My homeboy came back from the NFL and hooped in a celebrity basketball game, went into the locker room and died. Healthy, never smoked in his life, never drank nothing. Just died. Phone was blowing up. I'm like, woo, he what? And he powdered it. What happened? You know, you St. Louis, think somebody got shot or something? Or, no, he playing basketball. Basketball? What you mean basketball? Man, he came back from NFL, you know, for the summer real quick and hooped in a celebrity basketball tournament. Went to the locker room for, you know, get some water, some Gatorade, and then come about the locker room. Passed out. You see? He's waiting on the judgment, reserved for the judgment right now. It's all vanity, man. And as the years go by, you don't even talk about them as much no more. You see what I'm saying? That's wild. So your memories fading away. You see, unless somebody brings you back up. Now, how many years you think somebody gonna constantly bring you back up? It may go on for a few years, 5 years or something. They really loved you. About 5 years at the max. And they really ain't gonna be talking about you that much more, you know, here and there. Man, may the Most High have mercy on him, man. It was a good brother, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna be constant like you right here every day. Your memory is soon forgotten. All right, let's get this. John chapter 5. John chapter 5. 25 through 29. Let's get her done.
John chapter 5, verse 25.
Yes, sir.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of the Most High, and they that hear shall live. For as the Father hath life in himself, so hath he given to the Son to have life in himself.
Beautiful, come on.
And hath given him authority to execute judgment also. Because he is the Son of Man.
Come on.
Marvel not at this.
Don't marvel at this. Come on.
For the hour is coming, in the which all that are in the grave shall hear his voice.
You remember like Lazarus? Y'all know about the miracle he called his homeboy out the grave? Lazarus called him about that deal. All right, come on, Hebrew.
And shall come forth.
And shall what?
Shall come forth.
Come on.
They that have done good, and unto resurrection of life.
Unto the reincarnation of life.
Until the resurrection of life.
Until the resurrection of life for those who have done good. That's those that have feared the Most High and kept his commandments and believed in the testimony of his Son. That's the good he's talking about. He ain't talking about because you gave to the Red Cross or something. Now you feel you done good, you done gave to the Red Cross, which is really a tax write-off anyway. So you ain't just giving that up for the out of the kindness of your own heart. You're like, oh, okay, I can collect what on the back end? Am I doing that? Oh, okay, yeah, let me donate that. And I collect more on the back end. He talking about doing what he called good. The law is good. The commands of the Most High is good. You understand? In faith of his Son, though. All right? Those that have done good to the what of life? Resurrection of life. Come on, Hebrew.
And they that have done evil unto the resurrection of damnation.
The resurrection of who?
Damnation.
Jesus cussing? Get out your feelings. He just said, the Messiah just said the resurrection of damnation. We read in Daniel, everlasting shame and contempt. You see? That make you take this thing more serious, man. We ain't read nothing about no reincarnation, like you got 300 times to get this thing. We ain't read none of that. Resurrection. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, the Most High, even though look, she asking about cremation, which is a heathen custom. That's a heathen custom. We never cremated our people. We always buried them. But no matter what has happened, nothing is impossible for the Most High to gather his. You know what I'm saying? He's talking about those, because all souls are his anyway. You feel me? So he's talking about those that are dead, period. He called them out of that deal. Because look, even when you go into the grave after so long, you turn to dust. You feel me? Think about those that's been dead since we got here to America in the 1600s. They corpse ain't preserved nowhere. You crack that casket open, it's dust. You see? So we talking about a resurrection. And we're going to get into 1 Corinthians 15 and talk about that too, because you got a spiritual body. You feel me? With power waiting on you. You understand? You understand? So we got to give an account. Let's go over Hebrews 9 real quick. Hebrews 9. The book of Hebrews in the New Testament. Chapter 9. But yeah, we always buried ours. But ain't nothing impossible for the Most High. He tell you if you was in the depths of the sea or the outermost parts of the heavens, he'll gather you. Don't matter, you know. The book of Hebrews chapter 9. Hebrews chapter 9. We're going to start at.
Even in front of you still got ash.
What you say, nigga? Go ahead.
Even in cremation, you burn to dust and ash. You still you turn back to that very
26 to 28. Say it again, bro. My bad.
No, that's all I'm saying. Even when you cremate, you know how your dust or your ash falls.
Yeah.
You get it back to your parents and your family members. I'm saying even in that element, you'll burn back to the dust or the ash or you know the very element that the earth has had you in. You know, you create.
No doubt, no doubt.
You still go back.
Yeah. I get this Hebrews 9, because this right here is the jugular or the nail in the coffin for those that believe in reincarnation. I still ain't heard an answer for this right here. Hebrews 9.
Let's start 25.
Yeah, I was going to, you want to start 25?
Yeah, we'll get 25.
It's all good. Hebrews 9 verse 25 on down to 28. So we got your body going back to the grave, your spirit going back to the Most High, which makes sense because John the Baptist had the spirit of Elijah. You feel me? He wasn't a reincarnated Elijah. He had the spirit of Elijah. So that same fiery spirit that was on Elijah, telling our people to repent, calling fire out of heaven, was the same thing that was on John the Baptist. You see what I'm saying? So the spirits go back to the Most High and he give them back out to whom he seen fit. Like a lot of you got the spirit of your ancient forefathers. Boy, you got the spirit of David on you. Or the spirit of Samson, you know what I'm saying? But don't confuse that with a reincarnated Samson or David. That's just the spirit. What about the soul? You see, it has to be an account for the soul. Let's read, Hebrew.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 9, verse 25. Nor yet that he should offer himself often, as the high priest entereth into the holy place every year with blood of others. For then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now, once in the end of the world, hath he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself.
Speaking of the crucifixion of the Messiah, that was a sacrifice, an offering. All right, let's read, Hebrew.
And as it is appointed unto men once to die.
No, 300 times.
Once to die.
You got forever to get this right.
Once to die.
Come on.
But after this, the judgment.
The who?
The judgment.
It's appointed unto every man once to die, and then the judgment? Wow. You got one bullet, one shot, don't miss. You see? And we just read about the resurrection, either the eternal life or the eternal damnation. Yes, damnation is in the Bible. You see? So he said, it's appointed unto man once to die, then the judgment. You got to give an account. You ever heard of what they call Judgment Day? We're going to read about that, bro. We're pulling that Revelations back there. We're going to read about that. We on our way there in a few, you understand? But you got to give an account to the Most High with the time he gave you or loaned you. Because don't you got to give a loan back?
That's right.
You got to be accountable with the loan they gave you. You got to pay that back.
With interest.
You see? So if you got to do that with these lame Federal Reserve notes, what you think you got to do with your own life and soul? You got to give an account to the Most High for what he gave you. It's just what it is. All right, let's read out.
Verse 28. So Hamashiach was once offered to bear the sins of many.
Right.
And unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation.
You see that? So that show you he ain't been here 500 times either. You say, well, you know, he came 6 different times out throughout the Bible.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say. But it say, you know, he appeared once and he coming back a second time to set the record straight. That's just what it is. So you got one appointment with death. And then after that, eternal life, either in righteousness or in everlasting shame or contempt. Let's go to Revelation, the 20th chapter. Bro called it earlier. Revelation chapter 20. Oof. What? You might want to start that around verse 4. Start around verse 4. Let's read on down. Because they talk about the first resurrection and all that. Hey, what more? More in here with the so what we gonna do about the Pentecost tickets?
You can write their names down.
Morty had a softball game, he was gonna leave anyway and give it up to her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so we get with you.
Yes.
This Sisters of Poor, y'all. Anybody still trying to get tickets for the Feast of Weeks tomorrow? Get with Sisters of Poor right here after class. You know what I'm saying? Or if you need to leave early or something, you know, tiptoe on up here and get with our sisters, so we can get everything together. Sisters of Poor, raise your hand, just in case there's anybody don't know. This Sisters of Poor right here, y'all. All right, we all good? All right, Revelation the 20th chapter. All right.
Let's use that.
Revelation chapter 20.
Four them down. The question was about what happens when you die. That's how we kicked it off. Before we got into the meat of what was going on, before we got into the meat of the lesson or whatever. What happens when you die? You understand? Some teach you got 300 times, there's reincarnation. Some teach, I know Big Mama up in heaven looking down on me right now. She saw me score them 100 points in the basketball game. That ain't what we've been reading. It said, ain't no knowledge, nor device, nor wisdom in the grave. Where you going? Whatever your hand find to do, you better get it done. Live joyfully with your wife, that's vanity. As a youth, let them have some fun, they young. He said, yeah, but judgment is coming, that's vanity. You feel me? Whatever you doing, if you ain't got the Most High first, if you ain't like, look, I better be keeping the commandments of the Most High. That way I know my do's and my don'ts. If you ain't got that on your mind, you could be a candidate to die in your sin and be waiting on the judgment. And you don't want to die being a rebel to the Most High. Just like you don't like to go to court today. You know, you're like, dang, I gotta go to court, speeding ticket. I don't feel like going down here to stand in that long line. And that's just a traffic ticket you tripping off of. Think about it. You got to give an account to the Most High for the time He loaned you. Right? And the whole time you've been violating. After violation, after violation. No repentance. No turning away from your evil. So in front of the judge, you're a criminal. Sins are crimes in the eyes of the Most High. You breaking His law. When you break a law down here, you're a criminal. You violated city ordinance, this, that, and the third. Come to court. Court date, ticket number this. You're a criminal. You done broke the law. You committed a crime. Right? And you got to go make that right. You see? Look, there's even more with the Most High. What you mean? You got to give an account for all this crime you've been committing. And I ain't talking about running stop signs. Or speeding. We ain't talking about none of that. We talking about breaking His law, which according to the Bible is sin. Sin is the transgression of the Most High's commandments. And you just been willingly doing it? You just been believing, look, can't nobody keep them commandments. Can't nobody, that law is just so hard. No, you're like, which one? What's so hard about not stealing? What's so hard about it? Not being an idolater or an adulterer. You just caught up in the throes of wickedness. That's all it is. And you don't want to fight against it. You in bed with sin. You ain't at war with it. And we all get tempted, yeah. But are you at war with it or are you playing footsies? You playing footsies with sin. And think you may have to show up to the Lord like, Lord, it's me. You know my heart, don't you? No, we say, Lord knows my heart.
Wicked.
But the scriptures say he that believes in his own heart is a fool. Say the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? So you say the Most High know your heart, but His word said your heart is evil. Wow. You think you good? That's your case in front of the Most High? Lord, you know my heart. That's your case. You ain't tried to turn back from evil. You ain't tried to fight back. Nothing. You just, whenever you got tempted, you just was a vessel for the devil, you know. You got tempted to cause 10 levels of hell on Facebook and you did it.
Straight up.
You did it. You fell for the slander. But see, in our kingdom, you couldn't slander nobody. You be cut off for that. You can do it today. You feel me? Have your lips all poked out. Everybody believing you. No evidence.
None.
No evidence at all. The brother or sister is 10 times slandered. The worst in history. Right? We running around like slander is cool when slander is against the commandments of the Most High. Psalms 101 says slanderers don't dwell in the city of the Most High. David asked the Most High to cut off all slanderers and lying tongues. Psalms the 101st chapter. So I'm not even sitting with no slander. Today is the end thing to do. You feel me? As soon as you get your little feelings hurt, you all on Facebook slandering somebody. Knowing because you got the crowd. You got the crowd. All you got to do is say it and they gonna believe it. And don't let them put a picture up. Oh my God, it's over. Ain't even got to be a picture of that. Here he is right here. Dang, I know that brother. He was bringing in Family Dollar. Like, what the? And it's over. You feel me? No type of accountability. No 2-3 witnesses. You feel me? No order in which the scripts say keep it before you arrive at a righteous judgment. It's just like, oh yeah, we judge, jury, and executor on Facebook. And we think we're going to be dwelling with the Most High in that spirit. You think you're going to get in the kingdom like that? When the Most High say he hates slanderers. He hates those that sow discord among their brethren. You see, we got a lot of work to do, man. A lot of work, a lot of self-examination. You feel me? Before we can even fathom getting into this kingdom. Stop. All right, Revelation 20. Let's get her done, brother.
Revelation chapter 20, verse 4.
Yes, sir.
And I saw the throne, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them.
The souls?
I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua.
Now, you see that? So a time is coming where those that hold the witness of the Messiah are going to be beheaded. Wow. I thought everybody loved old little sweet Jesus. It's all good. Nah, see, the world ain't taking on the spirit of the Most High. You feel me? The true gospel, the true understanding makes you an enemy to the powers that be, period. You can try to disassociate yourself. No, I ain't with them over there. No, look, they throwing all us in the same pot. Them Hebrews. Curve you down at the service building tonight. Nobody care about all that. You believe in Deuteronomy 20? You believe in the God of Abraham? Yeah, all y'all together. They ain't tripping off none of that. The time is coming, persecution. You see? But that ain't nothing but a trial of our faith. This is what it is. Joel Osteen ain't told you that though, huh? He's gonna laugh you, just laugh you into the Holy Spirit. Laughing, yeah, whatever. Time coming when your head gonna get took for this. Do you really believe? All right, let's read, my brother.
And for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their forehead,
beautiful,
or in their hand.
That's right.
And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years.
You see that? There's a 1,000-year millennial reign coming. Who don't want to make that cut there? You see? And they lived and reigned with the Messiah 1,000 years. No man that ever graced this planet lived 1,000 years. 1,000 years is one day to the Most High. So we're talking about living forever. You see? But there's a process of being martyred for it. You understand? It's just part of what it is, man. You in war. You ain't in no game. This is war you in. You at war with the enemy. This ain't patty cake. This ain't, what the brothers say, wakey, eggs and bacon. This is real. You feel me? And your soul is on the line. So play it like what it is. He even gave you weapons. Ephesians the 6th chapter, the helmet of salvation, the breastplate of righteousness. You feel me? The sword of the Spirit, which is the word. He even gave you weapons to fight in this war. You see? But why you ain't treating it like it's a war? Why you still playing patty cake with it? In games. You see? Your enemy take it serious. Your enemy like, look, hey, time coming, I'm cutting all y'all heads off. Brother Jacob played a witch on the radio a while back. A self-professed witch. That straight said flat out, I don't want to go to the kingdom of heaven. I can't wait to bathe in the lake of fire. Jake was like, heathen whore, you don't got no choice. These ain't negotiation. You going down for it. You feel me? But she said on there, it was profound when I heard it, right? She said, look, we worship our master very well. We on time for him. You understand? We do what we do. I'm into all type of tricking men and destroying marriages, and making them lust after me and putting on certain types of perfumes. And I do that.
And her name is Harley.
Her name is Harley.
Her name
and she said, and she said, look, the heathen that was interviewing her was like, oh my God, are you serious? I can't believe what I'm hearing. She was like, yes. Serious. And when the time comes, we get the order. We cutting off everybody's head that believe in that filthy Nazarene. She said it, man. Your enemy's not playing in this hour.
Right.
So strap up a backup, man, in spirit. You feel me? Like it's wartime. It ain't no time to be playing around. You feel me? It just ain't. They erected altars all to their God all throughout this country. Altars to Baphomet. All over the world, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially through these United States of America. I thought this was a good old Christian Judeo country that had ethics.
And she put it out there that if you ain't worshiping the Most High or Lucifer, that you rolling with Lucifer as well.
Yeah.
Because you're not serving the Most High.
Yeah.
And you have to go.
Yeah, so in other words, if you're neutral. I got on neutral gang colors. Nah, you over here tripping. you gonna get handled too.
You're affiliated.
Yeah. Even if you claiming you neutral, I don't worship anybody. Now you still rolling with the devil. And that's what a professed Satanist was saying on this radio show, man. Called herself harlot, said, look, I'm taking heads when the time comes. But until then, I love being a seductress. I love destroying houses.
Go to the club looking for me that's married.
Yeah, I love drinking blood. And, like, that's straight devil worshiper, bro. No game. You feel me? That's just one woman. Think about the millions of devil worshipers around here. That know the growest fasting religion in America is Wicca. That's the witchcraft religion. Wicca. W-I-C-C-A. Look it up. Wicca.
She said, y'all believe in the devil too.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Dave? Yeah.
She's like, we all
She put them down.
Yeah, ain't no such thing as no little white witch, no little black witch like Charmed.
A pure witch.
Yeah, there ain't none of that. They all devil worshipers. That's right. You feel me? So saying to say this, y'all, that time is here. You understand? They showing you some of it over there in Africa. It's a group of Hamite heathens call themselves Boko Haram. They walk right up on you. Who you believe in? You know what I'm saying? Put that strap right to that dome. Who you believe in? Yeah. If you ain't hollering out Allah Akbar, they doming you. You feel me? ISIS is doing the same thing. You see? So we see it happening, but then we click over to the playoffs. That ain't happening over here. That shouldn't be living in no third world country. Right. Right, I'm in America. Now you already know with LeBron James and them.
What you say? We be trying to ignore it away.
Yeah. Ain't no ignoring this away. It's prophecy that you involved in. Exactly. Hey, look, and we forget about it real quick, right? You ain't even talking about Mike Brown no more. We ain't talking about our young soldier died down here 2 years ago, Thaddeus. Jennings police took him out our midst. We ain't even talking about it no more.
He didn't die, he was murdered.
Yeah, we're not even talking about none of that no more because we got short memories. You feel me? And at some point, you actually start thinking, glad it ain't happened to me. Or it didn't happen to me, but the scripts say if one hurt, we all hurt. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So again, we gotta, it's a constant like filtering of your mind. You gotta constantly check your mind and your mindset, your mentals. Because once you start thinking like that, you collateral damage.
Straight up.
You feel me? Glad it ain't happened to me. What you mean that's your bruh? You were just toasting up with it. You feel me? Mike Brown was somebody's son. You see what I'm saying? Could have been any one of these little brothers up in here. You ain't even talking about the Sandra Bland was somebody's sister, mother, daughter. You ain't even talking about it no more, man. Why? Because we been desensitized. You see what I'm saying? We forget. We got short memories. And we...
That's like when we came over nothing in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? A month and 10 days later, we got to build a golden calf.
Yeah.
You all the things that are done for us. Israel has short memories to kill business, right?
Yeah.
So us being so vigilant, kill being short memory. It seems like you can see miracles every day type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, real talk.
We got your faith, you back in the faith.
Yeah. You got short memories, man. You got to constantly check that. Even as the Most High with you. Like, look, Most High, give me that faith I need. You know what I'm saying? Give me that brotherly love you talk about in the scripture, that sisterly love. You should be hurting for your people when they get handled like that. You feel me? You shouldn't be all, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Nah, that hurt. You understand? And the time is coming when we're going to be persecuted for this. All right, let's read it, bro.
Verse 5.
Yeah.
But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection.
First reincarnation.
The first resurrection.
See that? The first resurrection go to the faithful in the Most High. The faithful in the Messiah. Martyred, those who gave their life to the Most High and stood so stiffly for him and end up dying. You feel me? Look, the first resurrection is coming. That's the cut you want to make. That's the cut you want to make right there. You should be aiming to make that cut right there. Whether it's through martyrdom or whether you died, but your whole testimony was, I was banging for this truth. You understand? I was all in for this. You see? You want to make that first cut. Let's read, Hebrew.
Blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death has no power. But they shall be priests of Yahweh and of Mashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
See that? You make that first cut, you in. The second death, which is that resurrection to damnation, the everlasting shame and contempt, that has no power over you. That's the cut you want to make right there. That first resurrection. We got a lot of work to do, don't we? We got a lot of work to do. Right? Is your life dedicated to the Most High, or you still playing? Right. You a part-time servant? Huh? You always in this army, or you just a reserve? you just a reserve, you know. We'll call you up if we need you, but you know. Yeah, they tell you in that Revelations. You can't be lukewarm.
That's right.
If you lukewarm, he'll spit you out.
Fence strap.
You might as well have been all the way in for the devil if you lukewarm. There is no I had on neutral gang colors.
You're affiliated.
You either all the way in or you ain't. That's beautiful though. Even when you was in the world, whatever you believed in, you had to be all in with it. You feel me? If you wanted to be great at something, well, whatever it was, you had to be all in. You couldn't be false flagging with it, could you? Then you be called out, man. All right, let's read, brother.
Verse 7.
Yeah.
And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
Wow.
And shall go out to deceive the nations, which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sands of the sea.
So this Armageddon war, you hear a lot of people say, Armageddon, we on the brink of that. Now we on the brink of World War III. Armageddon go down after the 1,000-year millennial reign. You see? A lot of people be saying it, just be loose-lipping, like, Armageddon, Armageddon. The Messiah ain't reigned 1,000 years yet. Ain't been no first resurrection. You see? So a lot of people be on some, we on the brink of Armageddon. No, you on the brink of World War III. You on the brink of sorrows. Yeah, I give you that. But not this right here, because Hamashiach would have had to reign already for 1,000 years. First resurrection had to already happen. You see? Let's read, brother.
And they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of saints about in the beloved city,
which is Jerusalem. You see? And we ain't in Jerusalem. We the saints. You feel me? Our land is trodden down with sodomites and all type of evil going on. Let's read it, bro.
And fire came down from Yahweh out of heaven and devoured them.
Beautiful. Come on.
And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophets are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever.
So the devil ain't underground smoking a joint, wearing red pantyhose with a pitchfork waiting on you. His future judgment is the lake of fire. You feel me? And he's trying to delay that as much as he can. He's running rampant through this earth. It tell you that in 1 Peter chapter 5. The devil is a roaring lion, goes up and down, to and fro in the earth, seeking whom he may devour. The devil is a spirit that's on this earth. You understand? And he inhabits the minds of wicked men and women. It's just what it is. If you don't think the devil is inspiring the leaders of this planet or this world, think again. Who you think inspiring them to do all this type of madness, to pass all this wicked policy and all that? Who you think really inspiring all that? You think he just waking up, whoever he is, waking up, sniffing his Folgers and coming up with a policy like, I'm just going to make a nuclear bomb today. You don't sniff the Folgers and make a nuclear bomb. That don't happen. You got to get inspired some way. You feel me? You got to get inspired some way, in spirit, some way, so the dark side can reveal certain things to you. You feel me? And they ruling the people of the world, the indigenous people of the world, through these policies and through this witchcraft. All right, let's read.
Verse 11.
Yeah.
And I saw a great white throne set on, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them.
Great white throne. This is Judgment Day. All right, come on.
And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and the books were open, and another book was open.
Several books are open, huh? Wow, come on.
Which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works.
According to who?
According to their works.
Wow, you're going to be judged according to your works? They told you you ain't going to be judged according to your works. Just believe. That ain't what we reading right here. You're going to be, in other words, you ain't got away with nothing. No? You either going to be rewarded for righteousness or you're going to be judged for the evil that you've been doing. Sobering reality, ain't it? Make you be like, whoa. Right? But look, that day ain't came yet. So for anybody to think that they loved one is already into the kingdom of heaven, this day is still in front of us. This day ain't came yet. First resurrection ain't came yet. No? Peter ain't at the gate waiting on you. They're talking about Peter at the gate. Waiting Peter or Paul at the gate. waiting to let you in the kingdom. Nah, you sadly mistaken. That day ain't here or came yet. You understand? Nehemiah, go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Did y'all remember that in Matthew 12:36?
No, we can get it though.
Alright, Matthew 12:36 real quick. But I say unto you, that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give account thereof on the day of judgment.
Keep reading. I'll put the next verse say.
Next verse. For by the words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
Real talk. That's for everybody that's slandering too.
That's in red letters.
You feel me? You're gonna be judged according to them words come up off that mouth. Rolling off them lips like a Uzi or something. You think you got away with something? Sadly mistaken.
You know what's crazy? Yeah. I'm hearing judgment. I haven't heard reincarnation yet.
Nah, you ain't gonna hear it. That ain't what the Most High talking about. He ain't saying nothing about you got 300 times to get this thing right. I heard a Israelite elder one time tell the boy Sonetta on Black News 102 on YouTube. He said, "You've been here over 300 times, Sonetta." Boy, we fell out laughing. You know, of course he ain't bring no scripture to the table, you know what I'm saying? He just had told him he'd been here over 300 times. I'm like, nah, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You sadly mistaken. Judgment is coming, man. Right? And for real, the devil got everybody believing that ain't no judgment coming. You feel me? You got forever to get this thing right. Woo! Come on, Hebrew.
And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
Death and hell, huh? Delivered up the dead which were in them. Hell must be the grave. Huh? But there's a conscious level of that grave. You looking at the grave, it's just you went into the dirt. There's a custody for souls. Until it's time to let you on out and bring you into this judgment. Let's read, brother.
And they were judged, every man according to their work.
There it is again. Come on.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire.
Come on.
This is the second death.
That's the second death. So the lake of fire is not hell. Now, a lot of folks be like, you going to hell.
We all go.
Hey, everybody gonna be, you know, you going to that grave. You going to that grave. You going to that grave. Yeah. The lake of fire is the eternal judgment that's coming. You understand? The eternal judgment. The Messiah spoke about it. He called it hellfire at one point. When you get into the rich man and Lazarus, it just says hell. But his soul is being tormented. And he like, look, go holler at my pops in them. Go holler at them so they can duck this place. He say, look, they got that Bible. They got Moses and the prophets. Hear them. And they don't hear, if he don't hear that Bible, he ain't gonna believe nothing. You see what I'm saying? So the hell will be where your soul goes. You understand? It's a resting place. You either gonna rest with the righteous or you're gonna be temporarily tormented with the wicked until this day of judgment right here. Till you calling about that grave and you gotta give an account for what you done did. Oh wait, the lake of fire is not hell? No, it's not. Let's read, my brother.
And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire.
You see that? We aiming to be found in the book of life. We aiming for that. Now look, my brothers and them gonna read some historical documentation too. Hold that up right there, brother. This right here is the works of Josephus, Israelite historian out the nation, lived around 2,000 years ago. and he had a discourse or a dialogue with some Greeks about what happens when you die. You understand? Very profound when you get into it. You be like, what? But it lines straight up with that. We're going to read that parable about Lazarus and the rich man after we read these. And it lined right up with what the Messiah was talking about. And then my other brother got some of these Old Testament pseudepigraphers. And why? These ain't the same authors, but they both line up about what happens soon as you expire or you die. What you got to give an account for. Body go back to the Most High, spirit go back to body go back to the grave, return to dust. Spirit go back to the Most High, right? What happened to your soul? We about to read about that right now. And then we gonna end it with that Luke 16. So no, ain't nobody in heaven ice skating right now. No. That ain't happening. If they dead, they waiting on the judgment.
What's the name of the class, huh? Like after death?
Yeah, I guess so. You know, we had something else. My mama asked a question, and you know how we do. Let's get it done.
I'm already here.
He said he was glad.
Nah, that's what he was playing. But hey, it's all good. You know,
I'll pray.
It's what it is. I mean, as long as we get the understanding, because that's an important topic. What happens when you die?
Most definitely, one of the most important topics.
You need to know exactly what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You ever heard some folks say they saw the light right when it was expiring and all that? We gonna read when he go crack open these pseudepigraphers, you be like, wow. Then we ended with that Luke 16 with the Messiah. He was talking about the rich man and Lazarus. Same exact scenario. You be like, oh, okay. Some people try to say, well, no, that's just a comparison of the hell you catching from the white man. You like, well, look, out of all the parables the Messiah gave, you know, he got kind of personal in this one. You feel me? Because he called him by name. No other parable did he get, like he called a person by a specific name. You feel me? So look, read that right there. The back part of this section is called, what's that called? Josephus' discourse to the Greeks concerning Hades. Mm-hmm. Now, a lot of brothers that read the Bible, they want to get historical information on like what happened at the fall of Jerusalem. You understand? All that's in there. He was born a Hebrew, Judah ben Matthias. You feel me? He got captured by the Romans and then ended up changing his name to Flavius Josephus. Mm-hmm. You understand? He was commissioned to do a translation of the Bible, like basically explain to his captors the whole history of the nation. And then blow your mind how it line up with the scripture. Blow your mind. He got the year and dates of every high priest, all of it. Beautiful. But he used to get into dialogues with certain folks. You ever have a problem with some of these Egyptians out there? He smashed some Egyptians in the back of this book back here. That whole Egyptology doctrine can't even stand. This brother put it down. Like the same arguments they having now, he had with a cat named Manetho back then. And silenced them. You see what I'm saying? So this is one of your the works of one of your forefathers. Beautiful book, y'all should go get it. Very in-depth and detailed. Let's get her done, brother.
We'll be reading from the works of Josephus. Yeah. This is an extract out of the Josephus' discourse to the Greeks concerning Hades.
This part is about your soul. Body back to the dust, spirit back to the Most High. Right? What's up with that soul though? We read earlier, you got a body, you got a spirit, you got a soul. We done dealt with two of them parts already, body and spirit. Let's deal with the soul. And then we'll end it with the Messiah speaking about the same thing. So you'll know that Luke 16 wasn't just some parable about the condition of the white man putting hell on you. It's something totally different. Let's get her done, my brother. Shalom, family.
Chapter 1. Now as to Hades, wherein the souls of the righteous and unrighteous are detained.
Like, look, this is another, Hades is another name for hell. It says, but where the souls of the righteous and unrighteous are detained. Huh? What page you got on there?
This is page 812.
Yeah, it may be different than other ones. You just look for it's always in the back. His discourse with the Greeks concerning hell or Hades, all right? And if you think it's a game, you're going to read in Luke about what the Messiah said. So folks won't be like, well, y'all reading out of extra. We gonna finish it with the words of the Messiah. He going to line it right on up to words. I'm like, oh, okay. That's what that was saying. All right, let's read it, bro.
It is necessary to speak of it. Hades is a place in the world not regularly finished, a subterraneous region wherein the light of this world does not shine, from which circumstance that in this region the light does not shine. It cannot be, but there must be in it perpetual darkness.
Perpetual what?
Perpetual darkness.
Right.
This region is allotted as a place of custody for souls.
Custody for who?
For souls.
Come on.
In which angels are appointed as guardians to them, who distribute to them temporary punishment.
What kind of punishments?
Temporary punishment.
So the Most High got some hitmen, you feel me, hideous angels, waiting for you once you die. And if you've been evil, your soul, or in other words, your conscience, it's a level of consciousness after you die. In that region right there. And if you've been evil, he got angels that jump you. Long stomp you. Temporary punishment.
Like movie Ghost when demon dragged
Yeah. Who was that? Willie and Ghost? Yeah. Remember, Willie knew he was evil. He had been evil. And then as soon as he died, them evil spirits tormented him. You feel me? And look, this is before the resurrection. This ain't the lake of fire he talking about. You feel me? This is like what happens as soon as you expire. Let's read.
Agreeable to everyone's behavior and manners. In this region, there is a certain place set apart as a lake of unquenchable fire, whereinto we suppose no one hath hitherto been cast.
Nobody been cast into the lake of fire. He just said it. Let's read.
But it is prepared for a day aforedetermined by Yah, in which one righteous sentence shall deservedly be passed upon all men. When the unjust and those that have been disobedient to Yah and have given honor to such idols as have been the vain operations of the hands of men, as to Yah himself, shall be a judge to this everlasting punishment, as having been the causes of defilement, while the just shall obtain an incorruptible and never fading kingdom.
You see what's going to happen to the just? Got a kingdom coming. Incorruptible, never fading. That's beautiful. That's worth fighting a righteous warfare. That's all worth it. All worth you dedicating your life to the Most High. You got a never fading and incorruptible kingdom. These kingdoms fade. There ain't a kingdom on this planet that has ever been put on this planet that lasted forever. All of them fall, including this one you love. Some of y'all still in love with America, including this one. Yeah, it's going down, because if it didn't, it would be compared to the kingdom of the Most High. All right, let's read, brother.
These are now indeed confined in Hades.
Or hell, come on.
But not in the same place wherein the unjust are confined.
Right.
For there is one descent into this region, at whose gate we believe there stands an archangel with an host.
Ooh, a host is an army. That means a whole bunch of them, them jokers. Whole bunch of them. Come on.
Which gate, when those pass through, that are conducted down by the angels appointed over souls.
So there are angels appointed over souls. You ever heard of a guardian angel? Yeah. Messiah speak about that. Talk about certain children. Their angels always behold the face of the Most High. Let's read.
They do not go the same way.
The righteous and wicked don't go the same way. You feel me? We read that in Luke 16 about the rich man and Lazarus. Let's read.
But the just are guided to the right hand, which are led with hymns, sung by the angels appointed over that place.
That's beautiful, boy. Can you imagine what kind of heavenly hymns those are? And like, in other words, if you righteous and you die, you already know you straight. You feel me? You're going to be guided to the right, you know, hymn singing. You dig? Get to go rest with Abraham and them, you know. That's beautiful, man. All right, let's read, Hebrew.
Unto a region of light, in which the just have dwelt from the beginning of the world.
Beautiful.
not constrained by necessity, but ever enjoying the prospect of the good things they see, and rejoice in the expectation of those new enjoyments, which will be peculiar to every one of them, and esteeming those things beyond what we have here, with whom there is no place of toil, no burning heat, no piercing cold.
All this for the righteous. They rest. Though contrary to popular belief, everybody don't rest in peace. You see that? Like he caused 100 levels of hell throughout the city, shot up everybody, robbed everybody, and you say Lil Willie R.I.P. If he been evil, he ain't resting. There is no rest for the wicked. You see, that's another sobering reality. You get him tattooed all on your back. R.I.P. dog. If he been evil, he's not resting. He's not enjoying that light with hymns, and that ain't happening. All right, let's read, brother.
Nor are any briars there, but the countenance of the fathers and of the just, which they see always smiles upon them.
Smiles, huh?
While they wait for that rest and eternal new life in heaven.
And where?
In heaven.
So they ain't in heaven once they die. They resting with the righteous until they're resurrected to eternal life. You see? But once you die, you already know where you're going. It's almost like getting locked up for a traffic ticket. I'm on my way up out of here. I'm all good. But the next cat getting booked in, capital murder.
There is no bond.
No bond. They caught him with the gun. He on camera.
Oh, man.
Yeah, partner, you're not getting out. Same type. You feel me? Mine ain't even that bad. I'm all good. You, I don't know what to say about you.
But y'all both still in that holding.
Yeah, but y'all there together. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, keep reading it.
Which is to succeed this region, this place we call the bosom of Abraham.
See? And that was the parable the Messiah spoke about in Luke. It was like the bosom of Abraham. Where the righteous rest at. Right? That's what we aim to be. If we die before the Messiah return, then you should be living a righteous life so you can rest with the righteous fathers, man. You feel me? You don't want to go through all this and then get jumped by some hideous angels on the other side. Huh? Get long stomped by some, hey, look, that's their job. They were made to inflict temporary torments on your soul or your conscience for the evil that you did. We talking about little white babies and huggies, Cupid. No, we talking about head busters. All right? Hitmen for the Most High that's going to do his bidding. Let's read,
Verse 4.
Yeah.
But as to the unjust,
oh, man,
they are dragged by force to the left hand by the angels allotted for punishment.
Ah, yeah. Come here. Were you at him right there? Come here. Yeah, come on.
No longer going with a good will, but as prisoners driven by violence, to whom are sent the angels appointed over them to reproach them and threaten them with their terrible looks, and to thrust them still downward. Now those angels that are set over these souls drag them into the neighborhood of hell itself.
You see, dragging, thrust down.
They talking into the neighborhood of hell.
Yeah, you finna see this torment you got coming forever, all while being tormented. Huh? Let's read, bro.
Who, when they are hard by it, continually hear the noise of it, and do not stand clear of the hot vapor itself. But when they have a nearer view of this spectacle, as of a terrible and exceeding great prospect of fire, they are struck with a fearful expectation of a future judgment.
See, they know I done tripped.
They know what's coming.
I'm going to the lake of fire. Come on.
And in effect, punished thereby. And not only so, but where they see the place or choir of the fathers and of the just, even hereby are they punished. For a chaos deep and large is fixed between them, insomuch that a just man that hath compassion upon them cannot be admitted.
It say that in Luke about the rich man and Lazarus. He said, man, it's a great valley between us. You can't come over here and we can't come over there. Joseph is saying the same thing. Even if you had compassion, man, that's my grandmama over there. That's my son over there. You feel me? No, it's too late. That's why he say, hey, whatever your hand find to do, you better do it now. You better be repenting now and trying your best to be better than the day before. You better dedicate your life to the Most High, because even if you had compassion to say, man, that's my partner, I grew up with him. That's my son, that's my grandmama. You feel me? But once you drag into these spots, man, ain't nothing cracking. You stuck there until the resurrection. Let's read, bro.
Nor can one that is unjust, if he were bold enough to attempt it, pass over. Verse 5. This is the discourse concerning Hades, wherein the souls of all men are confined until a proper season, which Yah hath determined, when he will make a resurrection of all men from the dead, not procuring a transmigration of souls.
Hold on. Transmigration of who?
Of souls.
What does transmigration of souls mean? Transmigration of souls. Reincarnation. Shout out to Corruptible. Reincarnation. You see, you don't got the soul of your great granddaddy. You don't got the soul of Elijah. You may have the spirit of him. You may have the spirit of your grandfather. Boy, you look just like your grandfather. You feel me? You act just like him too. Walk like him. Brush your hair like him. But you ain't him. Ain't no transmigration of souls. Ain't no reincarnation. Let's read, brother.
Not procuring a transmigration of souls from one body to another, but raising again those very bodies which you Greeks,
which you who?
Which you Greeks, seeing to be dissolved, do not believe their resurrection.
The Greeks didn't believe in the resurrection.
They believed in reincarnation.
They believed in reincarnation. You see, you got brothers that teach reincarnation, but that's a dangerous doctrine, because it don't hold you in check. You feel me? It don't hold you in check. You be like, hold on, man, I got one bullet, one shot. I can't miss. I don't got a 100-round drum to be playing around with. I can't be shooting my gun sideways. I better perfect my aim. That's the target. I gotta hit it, or I'm done. Let's read, my brother.
But learn not to disbelieve it. For while you believe that the soul is created, and yet is made immortal by Yah, according to the doctrine of Plato.
Plato, huh? Y'all heard of him? Some of y'all young brothers in school? Y'all heard of Plato? Well, your forefather was discredited in Plato and all them cats. Socrates, Plato and all that you learn about in school? They'd be like, nah, man, I've been reading Flavius Josephus. Put him to shame. All right, come on, Hebrew.
And this in time, be not incredulous, but believe that Yah is able, when he hath raised to life that body which was made as a compound of the same elements, to make it immortal.
Make it what?
To make it immortal.
You could be made immortal. He gonna make you out the same elements, but immortal like your forefathers was made. You were made to live forever. You only died because we went against the command of the Most High. That's why. You was made to be an image of the Most High, meaning he's supposed to look at his creation and see a reflection of himself. You see? He looking on us now like, oh no, I can't even look at y'all. Because we ugly right now. Sinful. We stink. All right, let's read, Hebrew.
For it must never be said of Yah that he is able to do some things and unable to do others.
Right.
We have therefore believed that the body will be raised again. For although it be dissolved, it is not perished.
That's right.
For the earth receives its remains and preserves them. And while they are like seed and are mixing among the more fruitful soil, they flourish, and what is sown is indeed sown bare grain. But at the mighty sound of Yah, the Creator, it will sprout up and be raised in a clothed and glorious condition, though not before it has been dissolved.
Not before it's been what?
Dissolved.
Your burial is like a seed being planted in the ground. You feel me? And resurrection is it sprouting up to life. That's what it's compared to. We would understand that because we was farmers back then. Today we don't grow nothing. Some of y'all try to grow your little plants in your basement. You know. You know. But today we don't grow nothing. You dig? Come on, Hebrew, let's get it.
And mixed with the earth, so that we have not rashly believed the resurrection of the body. For although it be dissolved for a time on account of the original transgression, it exists still and is cast into the earth as into a potter's furnace.
Beautiful.
In order to be formed again, not in order to rise again such as it was before, but in a state of purity, and so as never to be destroyed anymore. And to everybody shall its own soul be restored.
To everybody shall his own soul be restored. No reincarnation. Kill that. That the Bible don't teach that. People may have thought that back in the day, you understand, but the Bible don't teach reincarnation. Right? It teaches resurrection. Either the everlasting life or the everlasting shame and contempt, which is damnation. All right, let's read it, bro.
And when it had been clothed itself with that body, it will not be subject to misery, but being itself pure, it will continue with its pure body and rejoice with it, with which it having walked righteously,
having who?
Walked righteously, now in this world, and never having had it as a snare. It will receive it again with great gladness. But as for the unjust, they will receive their bodies not changed, not freed from diseases or distemper, nor made glorious, but with the same diseases wherein they die.
Y'all haven't seen The Walking Dead? And all that zombies walking around. You think they get that from? That's the resurrection of the wicked. You feel me? They don't get immortal power and a supernatural body. They gonna live forever, but with those wicked bodies. Let's read it, bro.
And such as they were in their unbelief, the same shall they be when they shall be faithfully judged. For all men, the just as well as the unjust, shall be brought before Yah, the Word.
Hold on, who?
Yah, the Word.
Who is the Word of the Most High? The Messiah, his son. See, it tell you right in Romans 14:10, we must all appear before the judgment seat of the Messiah. Josephus knew it himself. He lived 2,000 years ago. He eyewitnessed the fall of Jerusalem. When we ran about that deal and made it on down to the interior coast of Africa, and years later got picked up off the west coast of Africa and brought here as slaves, he eyewitnessed it. He was there. You feel me? And you see the doctrine is still the same. He like, we got to be judged by the word of the Heavenly Father. Let's read, Hebrew.
For to him hath the Father committed all judgment, and he, in order to fulfill the will of his Father, shall come as judge, whom we call Hamashiach.
Yeah, the Messiah. Yeah. I know that probably scared non-messianic, like, wow. Bet that's a book you don't read either. You know, it's in certain portions of the Bible they don't read. They don't read no Apocryphas, no Joshuas. They don't read this Josephus either. You feel me? Because it destroys their whole belief. Who you think gonna be judging the Most High's creation? You think the Most High gonna vacate his own throne and come down here? He done already set his son up. Just like you hooked your son up if he was righteous and did everything you told him to do. You feel me? He would receive what? An inheritance.
That's right.
Same thing. Come on, Hebrew.
For Minos and Rahadmanthus are not the judges, as you Greeks do suppose, but he whom Yah, even the Father, hath glorified, concerning whom we have elsewhere given a more particular account, for the sake of those who seek after the truth. This person, exercising the righteous judgment of the Father towards all men, hath prepared a just sentence for everyone, according to his works.
Ooh, the preacher tell you ain't being judged according to your works. Works have nothing to do with it. Just believe. We've been reading something totally different all day. You got to give an account. The books will be open. All right, so listen, whatever you was doing, you thought you got away with, nobody saw me. My brother always say the other side of midnight. The other side of midnight. Being evil. Yeah, you got to give an account for it. You see? That's why repentance is very important. Repent means to return. Turn away from your wickedness and walk righteously. And deeper than just saying, Father, forgive me. Oh, I'm sorry, because you got caught. You sorry. Nah, you repent because you know you done disgraced your father. You know what I'm saying? Like, I straight up, like, I should be dead right now for what I've done in this life. And I got grace, and I'm gonna use that as, like, you know, play around with them. You know, some people play the grace card out there. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're under grace. So what you mean? You think that give you a free badge to sin? Like, you can just, because we under grace, you can do what you want to do. Dangerous mindset, because you got to give an account. All right, come on, Hebrew.
At whose judgment seat when all men and angels and demons shall stand, they will send forth one voice and say, just in thy judgment, the rejoinder to which will bring a just sentence upon both parties, by giving justly to those that have done well and everlasting fruition.
That's right.
But allotting to the lovers of wicked works eternal punishment. To these belong the unquenchable fire, and that without end, and a certain fiery worm never dying, and not destroying the body, but continuing its eruption out of the body with never ceasing grief.
Oh man, the fiery worm, huh?
The worm that
dieth not. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's some of the worst wailing you ever gonna hear in your life, man.
Joke.
Come on, Hebrew.
Neither will sleep give ease to these men, nor will the night afford them comfort. Death will not free them from their punishment, nor will the interceding prayers of their kindred profit them.
Hold on. Neither will what?
The interceding prayers of their kindred. For the just
profit them. You see
right,
that?
Won't profit them.
You won't be able to pray. You won't be able to pray them out that situation. Ain't none of that. You get to go get a priest a gift and he get about a purgatory. That's not scripture. Nah, that's the Catholics. You feel me? That ain't script though. You ain't gonna be able to pray the wicked up out of that torment. Ain't happening. Let's read, Hebrew.
For the just are no longer seen by them, nor are they thought worthy of remembrance. But the just shall remember only their righteous actions, whereby they have attained the heavenly kingdom.
The just only gonna remember righteousness, right? You can't look around and see somebody that didn't make the cut and get sad. That means sadness and all that will be in the kingdom. Ain't none of that gonna be there. Like, dang, my bro ain't make it. Nah, the just only gonna remember the righteousness they did that allowed them to get into the kingdom. You see, you can't look around, look at this paradise, everlasting life, and you over here with the monkey mouth. Because your homeboy ain't make it. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. He ain't gonna allow sadness to creep up into his. All right, ain't gonna be no more sadness and no tears and none of that. All right, let's read, Hebrew.
In which there is no sleep, no sorrow, no corruption.
That's right.
No care, no night, no day measured by time.
Wow.
No sun driven in his course along the circle of heaven by necessity, and measuring out of the bounds of conversions of the seasons, for the better illumination of the life of men. No moon decreasing and increasing, or introducing a variety of seasons, nor will she then moisten the earth. No burning sun, no bear turning round the pool, no Orion to rise, no wandering of innumerable stars. The earth will not then be difficult to be passed over, nor will it be hard to find out the court of paradise, nor will there be any fearful roaring of the sea, forbidding the passengers to walk on it. Even that will be made easily passable to the just.
Beautiful.
Though it will not be void of moisture. Heaven will not then be uninhabitable by men, and it will not be impossible to discover the way of ascending thither. The earth will not be uncultivated, nor require too much labor of men, but will bring forth its fruits of its own accord, and will be well adorned with them. There will be no more generations of wild beasts, nor will the substance of the rest of the animals shoot out anymore. For it will not produce men, but the number of the righteous will continue, and never fail together with righteous angels, and spirits of Yah, and with his word, as a choir of righteous men and women that never grow old and continue in an incorruptible state, singing hymns to Yah, who hath advanced them to that happiness by the means of a regular institution of life, with whom the whole creation also will lift up a perpetual hymn from the corruption to incorruption, as glorified by a splendid and pure spirit. It will not then be restrained by a bond of necessity, but with a lively freedom shall offer up a voluntary hymn, and shall praise him that made them, together with the angels and spirits and men, now free from all bondage.
See, beautiful, beautiful situation. Look, let's get this Luke 16. Glimpse of what happened after death. Luke 16, 19 on down, and then we're gonna read about the resurrection in 1 Corinthians 15. And if we got time, we'll hit that, the state of the departed.
That's dope right there, boy.
Luke 16.
Yeah, that was.
Hey, smash that whole reincarnation doctrine. You feel me? Like either you're gonna be righteous or you're gonna be wicked in this life, and you're either gonna rest with the righteous or you're gonna be temporarily tormented until you thrown into the lake of fire at the resurrection. That's what it come down to. Body go back to the ground, return to dust. Spirit go back to the Most High. Your soul either gonna rest in Abraham's bosom with the righteous, or you're gonna be jumped by hideous angels, allotted over your souls, throwing you down, long stomping you. Basically, you getting your rear end whooped until you thrown into the lake of fire. You see, that's nothing to play around with. There's nothing to play around with. All right, Luke 16. Luke 16, 19 on down, and then we're gonna do the 1 Corinthians 15, 39 on down. And then we'll call it. If we got more time, we'll read the state of the departed, which basically lined up with what he just read.
Say 1 Corinthians what?
15, 39 on down to the end. It's 58 verses. And then, you know what I'm saying, we need Luke 16, 19 to the end. So we just read about basically the rich man and Lazarus with the Messiah, the parable he gave, about how there's a valley in between the righteous and the wicked. You can't pass over. All right, shalom, family.
Shalom, family.
You can't pass over. So it makes you or puts you in the mindset of getting it right with this life. We read about it, ain't no transmigration of souls. Read all that. To everybody shall be restored his own soul. So it's a level of consciousness after you die. You understand? It's a level, you just don't know what's going on here. You don't know if your child made the honor roll or not. You don't know none of that. It's a level of consciousness though. Which means your soul is equivalent to your conscience. You don't want to have no defiled conscience or defiled soul. Because you got to give an account. All right, let's get Luke 16. Who got it? You got it, verse 19?
Luke chapter 16, verse 19.
Yeah, the rich man and Lazarus.
There was a certain rich man, which was clothed in purple and fine linen, and fared sumptuously every day.
Meaning he had it good. He wasn't worried about nothing. You feel me? Very rich. Bills all up. He up to poor. No past due bills, you know. Had it made, basically. Come on, Hebrew.
And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels unto Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried.
Come on, we just read about Abraham's bosom out this Josephus. It's where the righteous reside in. Poor, the beggar went to Abraham's bosom. He ain't said nothing about the rich man. The rich man said he died and was also buried. But the one that was begging, the one who, you know what I'm saying, who really didn't have it in his life or whatever, he got to reside with the righteous. All right, let's read, my brother.
And in hell he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom.
Remember we read about the temporary torments? You see that? Hell or Hades is the spot which is the custody for souls. Wherein the righteous and unrighteous are detained, but not in the same spot. All right, let's read out.
And he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water, and cool my tongue, for I am in torment in this flame. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented.
Remember you had it good. Now the crazy part is, this poor man, this beggar, was at this rich man's gate. Which means you knew he was at your gate, but you didn't have any mercy on him. It wouldn't have hurt you or broke you to help him, and you didn't help him. All right, don't have you thinking that you can't be rich, like all rich men are going to torment. What you gonna do with your riches? You gonna help the poor? You gonna be sincere with it, because the Most High allows you to get it, or you gonna be on some, oh, that nigga needs a job. That's how you gonna be. Man, you see what happened to the old rich man. You feel me? He turned his nose up at the poor. And he was at his gates. Right? It wasn't like he just, you know, saw him once in his life. You saw him every day then. He was at your gate begging for crumbs. He didn't even want no steak. He didn't want steak and eggs. He said, man, give me some crumbs, man. I'm down bad right now. You feel me? And that's your opportunity to show righteousness. He said, always remember the poor. You did. Now, this man have it. It wouldn't hurt him to even help this brother out. But he decided not to. Can't take it with you, huh? So now you tormented and he chilling. Okay, let's read.
Verse 26. And beside all this, between us and you, there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence.
We read that in that Josephus. He said the same thing. The righteous and the wicked can't cross over. You feel me? The wicked can't go where the righteous at, and the righteous can't go where the wicked at. Judgment is set. Let's read, my brother.
Then he said, I pray thee therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house.
So there's still a level of consciousness. He don't know what his father doing at that moment, but he know he got a father. You know, he got brothers, and he was like, look, go tell my pops and them, man, because they don't want to come here. All right, come on.
For I have 5 brothers, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Abraham said unto him, they have Moses and the prophets. Let them hear them.
They got this Bible. You got everything you need to duck torment right here. You got everything you need to duck torment right here. So you should never get to the point where you blowing dust off this. This means you ain't been in it. You want to duck torment? You don't want to be jumped by no hideous angels? You better bow your neck in subjection to the word of the Most High. That's just what it is. Let's read, brother.
And he said, Nay, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. And he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets,
they don't hear the Bible. Go ahead.
Neither will they be persuaded through one rose from the dead.
No, one rose from the dead. He said if they don't hear this Bible, they won't be persuaded. Don't matter if you say, I send a ghost up there, they ain't going to be persuaded. You got what you need to duck torment right here. How about we just apply it? You see? And drop it at 1 Corinthians 15. So we see that Luke 16 ain't just a condition of the Negro or the Israelites being beat down by the white man. Nah, that's the state after you die. You understand? That you got to give an account. Either you're going to rest with the righteous in Abraham's bosom, or you're going to be tormented. Temporarily tormented until you pulled about the grave and given everlasting damnation in the lake of fire. Yeah, you don't want that. All right, 1 Corinthians 15 about the resurrection, because he was talking about that as well when he was talking about how your body is resurrected. Stated in the part.
We won't start at here, bro.
39. The whole chapter is about resurrection. Read it on your own time. And he going into it too. Well, he put it on the line. Let it be known, it's definitely a resurrection. All you got to do is study nature. You know what I'm saying? Then he put it on the line also and was like, look, if it wasn't no resurrection, why are we in jeopardy every hour? But that's what they taught. They taught the resurrection. The Messiah was resurrected. He's like, look, I wouldn't be getting stoned and bricked almost to death. And you feel me? If it wasn't true, you think about it, if it's a lie, at some point you're going to cash out. Like, nah, man, look, I just was playing. No, man, that's something we came up with while we just was sitting down, dog. I really don't believe that. You ain't finna be getting almost bricked to death, stoned, beaten with rods. You ain't finna be going through hell or high water just to teach something that's false. Not if your life in jeopardy. You ain't finna do that. After so long, you be like, man, look, I just was playing. No. Well, that mob circle you in and they tossing up bricks like this. We finna brick the up out of this Negro. You feel me? You be like, hey, look, you gonna be pleading your look, I just was playing. Look, no, that's something me and Peter came up with while we just was sitting there. That ain't the truth. No, come on, y'all. That ain't what it is. Come on, son. Be more diplomatic with this thing. You gonna be what? Trying to get about that stoning. Man, a stoning ain't nothing to play with. They not throwing pebbles at you. They throwing boulders. You look at a, get on YouTube, you can look at a Mid-East stoning to this day. Make sure your shorty's out the room. You can be like, whoa. Heads getting split to the white meat.
Yes.
And you be like, well, that's what this brother Paul went through. Like, he got stoned and left for dead. And the Most High raised him up. Like, go keep teaching. And then go on back to them same people that stoned you and keep teaching. They was looking at him like, dang, he really believes this. You see what I'm saying? So people don't go through all that for a lot. That's all we're saying. Let's get to 1 Corinthians 15, 39 on down. Hebrew.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 39.
Yes, sir.
All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men, another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one, and the glory of the terrestrial is another.
That's right.
There is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars. For one star differeth from another star in glory. So also is the resurrection of the dead.
Who the dead?
The resurrection of the dead.
Come on.
It is sown in corruption. It is raised in incorruption.
It's buried in corruption. It is resurrected in incorruption. When you resurrected, if you're righteous about that grave, you're going to be incorruptible. You feel me? Right now you're corruptible. Your hip out of socket. You twist your ankles. Shoulders out of, right now you're corruptible. Right now you're dying. You're born dying. Alright? But that body that you're going to receive going to be incorruptible. It's what Adam and Eve had before they transgressed. That's what we're going back to. Alright, let's read.
It is sown in dishonor. It is raised in glory.
Resurrected in glory. Incorruptible, glorious. Come on.
It is sown in weakness. It is raised in power.
Incorruptible, glorious, and powerful. That's what you got coming. Who don't want that? Or if not, this is just the best as it get for you. You trying to be a vegan for the rest of your life and, you know, trying to meditate and walk through walls. It ain't happening. It ain't happening at all. If everybody looking for that fountain of youth, all you gotta do is do what's right and you'll be resurrected, incorruptible, glorious, in power. Yeah. You get a big mic? Yeah. Come on, Hebrew.
It is sown a natural body. It is raised a spiritual body.
Incorruptible, glorious, in power, spiritual power. Let's read, Hebrew.
There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body.
Wow, you got a spiritual body waiting on you. Spiritual. Powerful, glorious, incorruptible. Y'all look like y'all don't want that. You don't want that. Y'all want that? I don't know about y'all. I want that. I need that, man. Yeah. Come on, Hebrew.
And so it is written, the first man, Adam, was made a living soul.
Yeah.
The last Adam was made a quickening spirit.
But talking about the Messiah. Come on.
Howbeit, that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterwards that which is spiritual.
Come on.
The first man is of the earth, earthly. The second man is of the Most High from heaven.
The second man is the Most High from heaven. You see? Going into the Messiah. Is the Lord from heaven. From where? From heaven. Let's read.
As is the earthly, such are they also that are earthly.
Yeah.
And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly.
That's beautiful, man. Shall mean it's a guarantee. It's a guarantee for those that endure.
Oh, great.
All right? It's a great reward for us if we, you know, endure this thing. Ain't like the Most High just tell you, just do this because I said do it. And ain't no reward in the end for it. It's a reward. You feel me? And it's something that your mind can't even conceive. It say the ear ain't heard, or the mind can't conceive, or the eye ain't even seen what the Most High got for those that love Him. So that means no matter what movie you watch, Guardians of the Galaxy, any of that madness you be watching, you can't even fathom what the Most High got for us. Take that to the bank. You can't even fathom it. And there's some bad movies out there. You know, you be trying to get on the level, look at certain stuff, you know. There's some bad movies out there, but you can't even fathom what He got for you. You feel me? If you righteous and faithful until the end. That's beautiful, man. All right? Let's read, Hebrew.
Now this I say, brother.
Yeah.
That flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Yahweh.
Beautiful.
Neither does corruption inherit incorruption.
Yeah. Come on.
Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed.
Sure, all of us ain't gonna die, meaning some of us gonna be around to see the return of the Messiah.
Hallelujah.
But even those gotta put off this. They gotta be what happened to Enoch. You feel me? Transfigured or translated. You gotta be Enoch, giving your spiritual body. You see what I'm saying? What happened to Elijah? Fiery chariot up into the heavens. You feel me? But it can't be the same flesh and how he came out of his mother's womb.
No.
Can't be. You see what I'm saying? You got a spiritual body waiting on you. That's beautiful. Come on, Hebrew.
In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump.
Come on.
For the trump shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible. And we shall be changed.
And we shall be who?
Changed.
Now trip off that. They say it a lot in the church. In a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. But you leave out the last trump. What's the last trump? You see? Getting the revelations. You understand? Chapters 8 on in. Actually, chapter 6 on in. You get into the trumpets of the Most High. And what happened? 7 trumpets. What happened after the last trump go off? You see? We got a feast called the Memorial of Blowing Trumpets. It announces the coming of the Messiah. You dig? But also, we supposed to be getting gathered to Him. Now we're going to be getting gathered to him, being changed, translated. Those that are already dead to be resurrected about the grave, given immortal life. Those that still living to be translated and gathered to him. In power, glory, incorruptible, never dying, immortal. That's beautiful. At the last trump though. Alright? Ain't got nothing to do with no rapture. It's a gathering coming though. But it happens at the last trump. You want to know what the last trump is? 7 trumpets. Read about what happened at the 7th trump. And you be like, oh, okay, all this is lining up now. Starting to make sense. Alright? This ain't just no fancy soliloquy we just saying. This in the Bible at the last trump. Alright, let's read out.
For this corruptible must put on incorruption.
Might put on incorruption.
Must put on incorruption.
Come on.
And this mortal must put on immortality.
You see, the payoff is immortality and incorruption. And you must put it on. Beautiful. Come on now.
So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory.
Beautiful.
O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? So
your last parking spot ain't the grave. Resurrection is coming. Right? Now it's a song like, where your victory at? There ain't no victory. For those that believe in the truth, you understand? You already conquered death. We just waiting to be resurrected. That's just what it is. That's beautiful. So wage your righteous warfare. Right? Make your call and election sure. Take this walk serious. Alright, let's read, Hebrew.
The sting of death is sin.
Wow.
And the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to Yahweh, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast.
Be what?
Steadfast.
Stand on it. Come on.
Unmovable.
Unshakable. Come on.
Always abounding in the work of the Most High.
Sometimes abounding.
Always abounding in the work of the Most High.
If I feel like it.
Always abounding in the work of the Most High.
Why wouldn't you if that's the payoff? Why wouldn't you be always abounding in the work? What else you got to do?
That's right.
Watch the game. Get on Facebook and slander somebody. Argue over who the best rapper. Remy Ma, Nicki Minaj. Now what you got to do? What's more better than preaching about the coming kingdom and your possible entrance into it if you stay faithful to the end? What you got better to do? Nothing. That's right, big bro. Nothing. There ain't nothing else to do. How about we begin about our Father's business? That's right, little baby.
That's right.
Baby crying out in this deal. Let's get her done. You got it?
That's it?
Therefore, my brother, my beloved brethren, be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Most High, as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Most High.
The labor ain't in vain in the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We read earlier about what was vain. Everything that you value is vanity. But this labor here is not in vain.
No.
You feel me? Because it's the payoff. Eternal life. Mama, did you get some understanding with all that? All praise to the Most High. All praise. All praise. So we all clear on what happened when you die. Body go back to the ground, spirit back to the Most High, and your soul, you either gonna, if you're righteous, you're gonna rest in Abraham's bosom, or if you wicked, you're gonna be getting jumped by hideous angels, temporarily tormented until you get your resurrection to eternal damnation. Woo-wee! What side you want to be on? I don't know, man. I panic when I ain't got no AC. It's a problem out there. We got any questions? Anybody got questions?
I just want to say, it was so perfect because my youngest daughter was talking about what happens after death. You know, we lost our daughter.
Yeah.
If I can explain a little bit,
All praise. All praise. All praise to the Most High. And look, that was all what my mama asked the question earlier.
That wasn't even clear.
Yeah, that wasn't even clear. It was off of one question and it turned into all this. You know what I'm saying? So all praises to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You get all the glory, all the honor. But may we wage a righteous warfare out here. So we always say it's a spiritual war. He gave us the weapons. You understand? You don't gotta fold every time you tempted. You feel me? Stand up for once in your life. Stop treating this like it's a game. It's war. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what that just did, man, that proves a point that none of these lessons are scripted and we do it as it comes. You know, if it's something on your heart, if it's a question that you need some clarification on, it's none of our thoughts or own personal feelings or interpretations. It's what thus said the Most High. And we leave it at that, and it's just the Holy Ruach that Mama asked that question and you all had to get some understanding, and that's just how it works out. You can't make this up, man.
You wasn't even here when she asked the question.
Right.
Y'all wasn't even here yet when she asked the question.
Y'all wasn't there.
Brother, this is
Yeah.
Brother Man, me and Zachariah somebody Monday. I asked her.
Yeah, I was all talking about them. So in spirit, it had to come out. Hey, there are no mistakes.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We had something else planned.
A whole lesson.
Like, hey, later for that, let's get to this.
Right.
Because that's important. You know what I'm saying? That way we know how to walk out here.
Mally even did a little stuff over there, took his time and drew it on the little board and everything.
Hey, look at you, man.
Put forth your efforts, brother.
Yeah. I just rewrote what it was from last week, though. I made it more neat. That's all that was. That's what's up. Sister Sephora, any announcements, anything? Because I know we got everybody don't got their ticket for.
Yeah, if you don't have your ticket, you can see me after class. Remember, it's at